Tap joy, unleash taste.
Creation of state police in Nigeria, modalities, implementation process and operating principles. Coming up live on 30th June 2026. Issues of grey areas, including funding mechanism, plus more on the conversation. NTA Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Incisive and educative as ever. Join us.
History isn't just written in books. It's painted on the grass. Every generation brings its own stroke of genius. The legends paved the way, but a new class of icons have arrived. Ready to leave their mark. Ready to make a statement. Expect the unexpected. Breathtaking goals that defy gravity. Drama that stops time. This is where the world comes to play. 3 host nations, 48 countries, countless colors, but only one ultimate dream. The 2026 FIFA World Cup. Witness history unfold live right here on Sporty TV and NTA.
That you could stay. This is Makudi and you are welcome. Political actors and commentators have described lack of political solidarity and unity among the elites as the bane of growth and development of Benue State. This came to fore at the symposium to mark the Golden Jubilee celebration of the state in Makudi. Elias Itiav reports.
Created in 1976, Benue State has over the years of its existence experienced a mixed degree of growth and development due to several factors including the military interventions from civilian rule. The Golden Jubilee celebration provided an opportunity for stakeholders and commentators to take stock of the journey so far and to chart a way forward on overcoming the challenges of the state.
What we are essentially what I call, the operator staff we call performance management system evaluation, and of His Excellency under his leadership, you can see that. Celebrating another 50 years from now.
Advancement of women, protection of children, and inclusion of vulnerable groups will remain essential pillars of this administration to ensure for peace, social cohesion, sustainable development, and democratic governance in Benue State.
Governor Hyacinth earlier, while presenting the Golden Jubilee book titled A Journey of Resilience, Progress and Prospects, called for collective support of everyone to move the state to its enviable pride of place.
If my predecessor had a blueprint, and I have a blueprint, and his 2 predecessors had blueprints, can we put all these together to checkmate where we are, what we have failed to get right, to re-chart our course, to get something better for the state?
Governor earlier tasked researchers and policymakers to make projections for the state in the next 30 years to enable successive administrations leverage on the existing document in developing the state. In Makudi, Elias Itiav, NTA News.
And as regards humanitarian issues, the Benue State government has directed the full integration of humanitarian supplies received from international partners into existing healthcare delivery system. Deputy Governor of the state, Sam Ode, gave the directive when he received the resident representatives of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, and her delegation at the Government House, Makudi. Elias Itiav again is on the line.
Deputy Governor of the state, Dr. Sam Ode, who received a delegation of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, noted that the state continues to face significant humanitarian pressures driven by insecurity, displacement, climate-related shocks, and socio-economic vulnerabilities. The Deputy Governor noted that the partnership by the United Nations Population Fund aligns with the present administration's vision to improve quality of life for citizens, directing that the interventions be fully integrated into existing healthcare systems through relevant healthcare institutions across the state.
As a government, we recognize that no single institution can address these challenges alone. Lasting solutions require effective partnerships, and of course that is what UNFPA is offering to us. It requires strong institutions, local ownership, and coordinated action among government, development partners, civil society, organizations, and communities themselves.
The United Nations Population Fund delegation, led by the resident representative, said its visit is centered on 3 key objectives of strengthening collaboration with Benue State, while they hand over essential supplies for internally displaced persons and open a temporary safe space to provide reproductive health services and support for survivors of gender-based violence.
Beyond strengthening the partnership is also to hand over some essential supplies to Benue. So our second objective is that handover, and also the opening of a temporary space that has been established to provide essential reproductive health services as well as gender-based violence services in the state.
The equipment are to be delivered to the Office of the State Emergency Management Agency for subsequent distribution to healthcare service centers in the state. In Makudi, Elias, Etiaf, NTA News.
And that report rounds off our contribution from Makudi. Nolly, it is back to you.
Thank you very much for your contribution from Makudi. Now, from classrooms to corporate boardrooms, drug abuse is quietly tearing at the fabric of Nigerian communities, leaving virtually no corner of the society untouched. In response, a massive shift is underway. Government agencies, NGOs, and traditional leaders are pushing for a new strategy, one that balances strict enforcement with community action, rehabilitation, and zero stigma. Joining us from Ibadan now to speak on this is Ayomiku Ajibola. He's going to talk to us on the efforts of NDLEA in the fight against drug abuse. Ayomiku, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Nolene. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to commemorate with the World Drug Day, various stakeholders, especially, like you said, the NDLEA, have intensified efforts to reduce, stop, and eradicate the use of drugs across the country. Now, recently, here in Oyo State, the agency uncovered a laboratory that is being operated by some syndicates, and arrests were being made. Let me tell you something. I think a kudos should be given to the agency because for coming up with a strategic operational plan that led to the success of that operation. Whoever that knows how vast the forest is will know that it is not easy for anybody to go there and come back with a success story. Now, the day is also to create an awareness on dangers associated with the use of drugs and now to make the society a free one. Everybody is expected to join the NDLEA in this fight by taking the campaign to various schools and motor parks. I emphasize on schools and motor parks because this is where drugs sometimes are being used the most. And for me, I think the agency should have something in our institutions like the JCI club or the Rotary club in our schools, through which they can use to check the activities of some of these young people. Now, another way we can also help them is that if you see anything, let's say something to the NDLEA. They are human beings like us. They are not supernatural beings. They need useful information from us to be able to fight this scourge of this drug abuse. And finally, Lolene, let us say yes to life and no to drugs.
Very well, Ayomiku. Yes to life, no to drugs. Thank you so much for your submission from Ibadan. Now, a newly improved integrated personnel payroll information system, human resources Model employee self-service application has been presented to civil servants as part of efforts to build effective institutions driven not only by technology but capable of motivating personnel. Haman Jabani reports that a sensitization exercise on the public service mentoring policy and guidelines, also known as the mentoring marketplace, was carried out as part of activities marking the 2026 Civil Service Week.
The new Integrated Personal Payroll Information System HR model is designed to empower both employers and managers through self-service functionalities that simplifies routine HR processes, reduce administrative delays, and improve operational efficiency. It aligns with the broader civil service reform objectives. The platforms enable civil servants to receive direct communication from the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation, among other features. The public service mentoring policy and guidelines represent the outlook of the federal public service for the future.
Part of a critical thing is that most civil servants don't even get to see their employee records, which is locked up in files until maybe they want to retire. But now this app allows them to even have that information handy. And also, for example, it lets them know when they are going to retire from service, which allows them to prepare for it.
And this one puts the power in the hand of the civil servants themselves. So unlike before that they have to go through a particular office and all that, now people can access services from comfort of their home or anywhere.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, DDL Sir Watson Jack, says these initiatives will strengthen processes, knowledge sharing and leadership development across the service.
It represents a shift from a permission economy to an empowerment economy, where civil servants can access HR information, track their own records, and engage with processes that directly affect their livelihoods.
This is yet another significant and thoughtful component of FC, the reform blueprint, that signposts talent management, leadership pipelining, and capacity development as reform imperatives.
The platforms are believed to provide frameworks to improve organizational performance and effective workforce. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
Towards enhancing an inclusive and robust female participation in legislative practice, the first female legislative mentorship and the ECOWAS Female Parliaments Association Masterclass program on diplomacy and parliamentary affairs has been inaugurated in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Ladibala reports that the inaugural ceremony took place at the ECOWAS Parliament, where female parliamentarians and leaders pledged their support and mentorship to the participants.
Today, there are renewed efforts by national and regional stakeholders across Africa to address the persistent underrepresentation of women in leadership and parliamentary positions. The Female Legislative Mentorship and Masterclass Program on Diplomacy and Parliamentary Affairs is one such initiative aimed at equipping young women with the knowledge, skills, and networks needed to participate effectively in governance and legislative processes. The mentorship program, organized by the ECOWAS Female Parliaments Association in collaboration with the United World Congress of Diplomats, is expected to run for 2 months.
This program, therefore, responds to a critical strategic imperative, the deliberate preparation, empowerment, and positioning for women to participate effectively and competitively in political processes.
I call upon every female members of ECOWAS Parliament to adopt a minimum of 1 or 2 mentees from this masterclass.
A powerful step towards a more exclusive future where women's voice shapes foreign policy and legislative decisions.
At the inaugural session, experienced female parliamentarians shared their journeys in service to humanity.
When you hold the pen of authority, it's not about you, it's not just to enrich yourself,
It must extend beyond you, beyond your household.
The aspect of this mentorship program is constituency engagement and also party engagement.
Face challenges. You have to make compromise. You have to sacrifice. And leadership is leadership, regardless of who is in the leadership. The mentees are ready. The question for Nigeria's political parties is, will the doors be open for them to contest and lead when the time comes? From the ECOWAS Parliament, Ladibala, NTA News.
Thank you very much, Ladibala. The prospects, policy implications of the quest for a common currency within the ECOWAS sub-region with reference to Nigeria continues to emerge. At a one-day policy dialogue organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, stakeholders suggested for the idea to move beyond abstract theory to practical realities. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Nigeria, the largest economy in West Africa with more than 200 million population, has every opportunity to benefit from the eco currency, though with identified implications. This dialogue is therefore aimed at dissecting the monetary integration and engage policymakers to shape the future of the region.
The only way I will know that our leaders are serious about the eco is I begin to see them build independent central banks, bring down inflation, bring down fiscal deficit, improve trade integration and trade barriers.
The discussion is both timely and relevant, as monetary integration has far-reaching implications for trade, investment, economic stability. Our deliberation today will be instrumental in ensuring that Nigeria's stance on the eco-currency is informed by robust research and strategic foresight.
For the move to succeed, stakeholders believe that 15 economies of West Africa must come together to serve the 450 million citizens to facilitate regional trade.
We practically control $400 billion economy of the West African zone. So therefore, whatever decision we take must factor in the implication, the larger picture, so that at the end of the day, the interests of the people will be taken into consideration.
I assure you that the National Assembly will play its part. We will bring legislative backing, oversight, and policy support to ensure that Nigerians' engagement with the eco currency is strategic.
It is expected that the dialogue will help in creating a framework that safeguards Nigeria's interests while fostering regional economic growth. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Comfort Ayim in our Enugu studio is our next presenter on Nationwide. Hello, Comfort, it's over to you.
Good afternoon and welcome to NTA Network Center. Committed to winning the war against crime and insecurity, the Enugu State government has officially inaugurated the Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations. The center, in partnership with the DNA Learning Center in a private university, will provide world-class scientific services, forensic and criminal investigations, as well as life science research. Chika Ubu tells us more.
The present administration in Enugu State has since inception identified security as a major priority in growing the economy and making the state conducive for living. This center is a landmark investment which will strengthen security system, uphold justice guided by evidence, train scientific researchers, provide accurate, reliable and innovative solutions that will advance public health.
For too long, many crimes have gone unresolved because the tools did not exist to capture and prosecute you. Now they do.
The forensic infrastructure, which is an asset that will advance national security, is in line with President Bola Tinubu's vision of making security the foundation of economic growth.
State police, when established, will only thrive where facilities such as this exist to support intelligence gathering, criminal investigations, evidence preservation, offender identification, and prosecution. This center was envisioned not to be merely a laboratory, but a training ground, a research hub, and a talent factory.
For the law enforcement agencies, the Training and Research Center will help ease their job.
There is a saying that justice is only as strong as the evidence upon which it stands. In today's world, that evidence is increasingly provided by science.
The center is well equipped with cutting-edge laboratory technologies and highly skilled professionals to address society's most pressing challenges. In Enugu, Chika Ubu, NTA News.
Still talking security matters, the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has reaffirmed the force's commitment to enhanced professional conduct, swift response to emerging security threat, and people-centered policing in the discharge of its constitutional responsibilities. He gave the assurance during a one-day walking visit to Enugu State Command of the Nigerian Police Force. Chimaroke Ubu reports.
The constitutional duty of the Nigerian Police Force is to secure public safety, enforce the law, and serve the people through professional and people-centered policing. The visit of the Inspector General of Police to Enugu State Command underscores that commitment. The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, reassured officers of the force's commitment to professional effectiveness, swift response to security threats, and people-centered policing. He emphasized that the visit affirms the IGP's vision of technology-driven, accountable policing and gives the Enugu State Command renewed morale and strategic direction to keep the state safe for residents and investors.
I'm going to do everything possible to increase the manpower in Enugu, because I just had a meeting with the governor of the state, who told me that he had brought a great number of vehicles and that we need to put more in it to ensure that we continue to enjoy the relative peace that we are enjoying in Enugu.
The Commissioner of Police Enugu, Maman Bitrus Giwa, while briefing the IGP on the command structure, maintained that Enugu remains one of the most peaceful states in the southeast, despite threats like kidnapping and armed robbery, and has through intelligence-led operations rescued, arrested, and recovered firearms.
A policing vision and mission, as demonstrated through the initiatives introduced since your assumption of office, clearly portray a leader determined to transform the Nigerian police force and change the hitherto negative narratives surrounding the institution.
The IGP's visit and reassurance alongside the command's operational gains and state government support show a unified commitment to safer communities with stronger collaboration, better tools, and people-centered policing. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
That report concludes our package from here. Nolin, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Comfort. From Enugu, we take you to burning Kebbi, where fresh concerns have emerged over dry season rice production in Kebbi State, as thousands of migratory quilla birds invade major farming communities, destroying rice fields and threatening harvests. Now let's join Usman Abdullahi Shehu live in Burning Kebbi. He has more to tell us on this. Abdullahi, what efforts are being made to protect farmers' livelihoods and safeguard food security?
Thank you very much, Studio. As of now, about 6 local government areas in the state have been affected by the quilla bird infestation, which is why farmers, even those in the local government that are not affected, are afraid of losing their livelihood investment. So now farmers mostly, they are, on their side, they are relying on the traditional method of using fishing nets to cover their plants, and then using drones and scarecrow to scare away the birds in the farm fields, because the birds usually come in their thousands to swamp a particular farmland. And then on the government side, the State Ministry of Agriculture said it has already intensified effort following the report of the infestation. Part of the effort is the agric extension officers as well as crop protection officers are all sent across the affected areas where they are on the surveillance operation, and then they monitor the movement of these birds. As a result, it has already located about 9 roasting spots of these birds, which is why they commence the ground spread of chemicals. And they have already said that it is yielding an effective result. And they said they have already concluded all plans to commence or to start aerial spray, but they are waiting for the approval. Back to you, studio.
Thank you very much, Usman Abdullahi Shehu.
You're welcome.
In other news, the Tinubu Grassroots Support Group for Continuity Project says opposition should shield their swords and see the long-term benefits in the economic reforms initiated under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the lifelong impacts gradually manifesting across the country. The group commends the president's widespread, bold transformations in infrastructure, education, health, power and other critical sectors that were hitherto abandoned before the coming of the president, and urged opposition to allow him focus on purposeful governance and meaningful national service. TGSC also expresses satisfaction with his diplomatic engagements and economic partnerships, which require time to mature, and urges countrymen and women not to fall blind victims of deceitful politics, but embrace the renewed hope agenda, which is fast changing the narrative, a weak and staggering economy.
We know him, but because our independent assessment proves that Tinubu administration represents a viable, honest template for progressive governance and national transformation.
The group later unveiled the proposed 21,000 nominated for the TGSC Micro Nano Business Empowerment Program in Kebbi State and pledged unprecedented votes for the return of Nigerian leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Governor of Kebbi State. Over the years, the local government system in Nigeria has gone through various reforms aimed at bringing development to the grassroots. 50 years down the line, stakeholders have gathered at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to appraise the gains of the various reforms, rub minds on the challenges, and chart a new course for the future. Grace Wilson Eze completes this story.
The importance of local government in the political landscape of the country cannot be overemphasized. This is because it brings government closer to the people at the grassroots, thereby driving meaningful development at that level. Therefore, reforms in the system seek to reposition local government administration for efficiency and maximum productivity. The international conference was therefore organized to examine how these reforms have helped the operations of the local governments in Nigeria. The Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, brings to the fore the historical antecedents of the local government reforms in the country.
For millions of Nigerians, local government remains the closest face of government. It is expected to provide primary health care, support basic education, maintain local roads.
The chairman on the occasion underscores the importance of the conference while calling on participants to make meaningful inputs to the discourse.
Successive administrations have introduced constitutional, political, fiscal, and administrative reforms aimed at improving the performance and relevance of local governments.
For these stakeholders, the local government remains inadvertently essential to delivery of dividends of democracy within the federal structure.
The landmark reform of 1976 became a watershed in the history of grassroots governance in Nigeria.
The theme of the Golden Jubilee event is 50 years of local government reforms in Nigeria, achievements, obstacles, and the future. In Enugu, Grace Wilson Eze, NTA News.
Sports update beckons at this point on Nationwide.
Here are some trending sports stories. Ivory Coast secured their first ever World Cup knockout round berth, finishing second in Group E with 6 points after beating Curacao 2-0. Curacao, making their World Cup debut, finished last with 1 point. Ecuador pulled off a stunning comeback to secure a historic 2-1 victory over Germany, advancing to the knockout stage for the first time since 2006. Netherlands secured a convincing win and topped Group F, advancing to the knockout stage after seeing off Tunisia 2-0. Tunisia ended their campaign with 0 points, conceding 11 goals across their 3 group matches. This was the fastest World Cup goal for the Netherlands since the 1974 final. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, has drawn the country's team list for the Commonwealth Games scheduled for Glasgow. New discoveries on the list will hope to put Nigeria's name on medals table. The list includes Toby Amuso, Ese Brume, Favor Ashe, Blessing Ogundiro, and God Bless Tima, among others. Now to tennis, where former Wimbledon champion Chris Evert has announced that her ovarian cancer has returned for a third time. The 71-year-old American, who was first diagnosed in December 2021, says she remains hopeful of a full recovery. Evert was 3-time Wimbledon winner and 18-time Grand Slam champion. And finally to golf, where the PGA Tour will introduce promotion and relegation as a cornerstone of its revamped structure starting in 2028. The details were unveiled at a news conference ahead of this week's Travelers Championship in Connecticut. Fronted by Tiger Woods, the former world #1, who chairs the tour's future competitions committee, confirmed that the changes have been formally approved and will create 2 separate tiers of competition moving forward. And that does it for Sports Update. I am Enojo Adiku.
The sports update there concludes Nationwide today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Norlene Ebel Ame. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Get it under his control.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Children, story, Ekonke. First story tonight is titled Evil Plot. A story about a certain man named Andem. Andem had 2 males and 1 female. Back then in Efik tradition, both male and female children were entitled to own or to inherit their father's properties.
Father, I am responsible, persistent and diligent on duty to cultivate and own that plantation farmland.
Father, I am strong, optimistic about things, and hardworking. And besides being hardworking, I make good harvest from my farm. I think I, Atem, am in a better position to owning the oil plantation.
Why is everyone so interested in that same land? Father, I was the first person who had this in mind. Ita, Adam.
Who cares?
It's okay. There's no need for quarrel. I have always had this in mind. What are those? These sticks are from the course. By this time tomorrow, whosoever stick we grow shorter, we own the land. Is this a joke? I don't understand.
How will this stick grow shorter by tomorrow? How many hours? Maybe it will be a miracle. I'm going with my stick.
Is this a trick?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking.
Your father is not trying to cheat us. What are you doing?
Why are you smiling?
Mom, guess what?
What is that, my son?
Father is putting us on a test.
Really?
Yes.
Do you care to share?
Not really. Not really.
Why?
But, Mom, don't worry, I have to go.
Okay. See you later.
All right, Mom.
Father is putting us on a test. Okay. We'll get to know very soon. Father, here is my stick.
Was it the stick that I gave to you?
Yes, Father.
Father, this is mine.
I'm sorry, Father. My stick did not grow shorter. Maybe the gods don't like me.
Yes, you're very correct. The gods do not like you. Father, you have seen it all. Our stick grew shorter.
Well done,
yes,
my children. The stick has no life that can grow shorter or taller.
But Father, you said the gods will make it grow shorter.
Exactly.
But the gods did not do the cutting, did they? Which means both of you cheated.
Efio, just so you know, I will not let you have that oil plantation. I want back out.
Then pack in.
Eh?
Pack in if you wish.
Look, this is my father's property, not yours.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
The problem is you.
It's your father's property. Is it not my father's property too?
It's you, Efio.
You're drunk.
Did I match you?
Haven't you seen you have matched my leg?
Did it hurt?
Is that a question?
Now listen. That is how it feels like when you're trying to take something that is not rightfully yours.
Why is not rightfully mine?
Come on, ask me.
Why is not rightfully mine?
Ask me again. Ask me. Come on, ask me, Efio. Come on, ask me.
My smart sister. What are you
Where
doing?
did you even go to, sir?
My dear, just went to check a friend. Why are you smiling? What's the secret?
I wasn't smiling. See, let me tell you something. Something is on ground now. By the time he eats and dies, Father will have no option than to give us that island.
I don't get it. Who eats what and dies?
If you.
If you. I don't get you.
You don't get what?
What did you do?
I poisoned his food.
You poison? Shh. You are evil. Efium!
Hey!
Efium! Efium! Efium, don't eat the food.
Why?
Don't eat it.
It is my food. Can't you see I'm hungry?
I know. Efium, don't eat it. Your food has been poisoned.
I cannot see it is a trick. Come and join me. It is plenty. Join me, let's eat it.
Efium, can you stop this joke? I'm serious. I said don't eat it.
Are you drunk? What's wrong with you?
Can't you just believe me for once? Okay, Atom has poisoned your food. My food? Atom! Look, I need to pour this food immediately.
Please, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, please.
You're so wicked.
Do you know you are evil?
She must be banished.
Hey, Father, please, don't let them take me away. Okay, wait. May I please speak with my mother before I go?
Oh, my daughter.
My mother.
Oh, my daughter.
Why do you do that?
Serves you right. Wicked woman.
What is the meaning of this?
It's all her fault.
Why did you bite your mother's hip?
This woman, she said... My daughter, welcome back.
Mama, good afternoon.
You look so tired. I hope all is well.
Mom, I'm so tired. Please
Oh,
help me.
sorry. Let me help you with the load.
Are my siblings not back?
Not yet.
SM.
No. Wait, my daughter. I was actually waiting for you to come back.
Mama, I hope there's no problem.
There is. That land, you must be the one to cultivate that land. Do you understand me?
Mama, this one you're just so serious about the land.
Yes, I am.
Effium is the firstborn we all know, and Papa will likely give it to him. So, what is there?
You cannot leave your father's property to a stranger. Yes.
A stranger?
Yes, you heard me well.
Mama, wait. Effium is not my brother.
Yes.
Wait.
And father is favoring him anyhow like this.
Okay, Mama. If Effium is not my brother, then who is Effium related to?
One tattered, stingy woman. See, Effium is evil. For you to possess that land, stop that close relationship with Effium. Do you understand me, my daughter?
I have understood you already. Mama, this one is not what I will stand outside here and talk. Mama, just help me. Effium is not my brother.
Yes. Hey, that is why you have to go all out to get that land.
Effium. That's what she said.
So you are the cause of all these conflicts.
Huh? I'm disappointed on you, mother.
That stinky and tattered woman was my late wife. And Effium is your brother.
And so, children, because of the grievous act, Atom was banished. And then the plantation was shared between Effium and Ita. Children, do you enjoy the story? Yeah! What do you learn from the story? Shalom.
I learned that you should not develop hatred on someone just because someone told you something about them, because what the person may have told you is a lie.
Clap for her. Linus.
I learned that we should not be wicked to others, because we want possession, we should always be good.
Clap for me. The title of our second story is The Forbidden Day.
The Forbidden Day?
Yes, the Forbidden Day. The day that no one is expected to go to farm. There was a village named Musara. In this village, a day was set aside as tradition for the gods. That day was called Forbidden Day, and no one is expected to go to farm. There were 3 brothers in that village. They had no parents. One day, they were very hungry, and that day happened to be the Forbidden Day. Itekamba, who was the eldest, now went to farm with 2 of his brothers to pluck corn so that they may have something to eat.
What kind of harvest is this?
What is it?
Look at, imagine, I've checked more than 9 and there is nothing inside. What are we going to eat? I'm even tired of it. What?
Effium, what is your problem?
We are hungry. I'm hungry.
When will you stop complaining? Now, let me ask you a question. What am I holding in my hands?
I know it's corn.
Did I climb this tall tree to go and harvest it? Or did I go to the sky and harvest this corn? Is it not the same farm?
But This one, there's nothing inside.
Will you go inside and harvest this corn? Let's leave this place in time. What is wrong with you? You like complaining. You. All you know is to complain.
Nonsense. But, Akamba, what if you said is right? From what I've said, this corn is not strong. It's very, look at it, nothing inside. Can't we try cocoyam since we are all hungry?
Did I seek for your opinion?
It's just a suggestion.
Oh. What are you trying to claim? Oh, you want to show me that your idea is greater than me, your senior?
It's not.
Eh? The both of you, go inside and harvest this corn. Let's leave this place in time.
I saw gotten to that.
Akamba. Mbok.
Take it easy.
Well, come, get out of this place. Go inside and harvest this. Go.
This thing is strong. What is it? Akama. Where you? Akama. What is it? Akama. What is it? Where you? Akama. Where you? Akama.
What's happening? How come it's raining here when there is no rain in the village?
And this is not our farmland.
This is a strange place.
Akama, allow me to think.
But it is strange. It's strange.
Let's take this part. You go front.
No, come on, leave. Come on. Please leave. We see by ourselves here.
Still the same place. What is going on?
Kind of lost here. Come on.
Let's keep trying. There must be a way out here. Let's go. Take it easy.
What is going on?
I'm tired.
I'm not going anywhere. Let me just relax.
Kai. I'm tired. We are still in this forest. God, the rain is even falling. There must be a way out. Let me try something. We 2K, came back here. 2K, came back. Let me try here and see if we can do that thing. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Show yourself.
I'm kind of lost. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I know you. You know me? What are you doing here? The only thing I remember. Come with me. Sit. Old man, how come it's not raining here? I nearly died inside that forest with heavy rain.
Were you not told that that day was a forbidden day?
That day? How long have we been here?
Never mind. On a forbidden day, you were not expected to enter any farm.
I told my brother about it, but he wouldn't listen to me.
That is a consequence of disobeying your custom and tradition of your land.
But please, how can we get our way out from this forest?
My son, you have a good heart. For that, I will show you a way to go back.
Not only me, my brothers are there.
I will show you a way, but if only your brothers will listen to you. Okay, come. You can go.
Thank you.
It's pouring here. Where is Ekpeyon?
Why would the gods punish us with rain again?
Feeling cold.
Where is Ekpeyon?
Can't find him. Ekpeyon!
Ekpeyon!
It's cool. See,
But where is Ekpeyon now?
Ekpeyon is not even more important than this rain that is dealing with us here.
We are talking about our brother here.
What do you want me to do? Huh? What do you want me to do? Am I the wild animal or ghost whatsoever that might have taken him?
But
am I the one?
But there is no footprint of the animal. I don't think it's animal.
Have you ever seen a foot of a snake whenever he swallows a person?
No.
Please, the problem I'm having now is the cold.
Oh.
Can you test this? Maybe it's good for eating.
I'm not hungry.
Stand up, Ekpeyon.
If you I'm happy that both of you are still alive.
Oh, we are dead.
I'm not dead. You can see I'm not dead.
You're alive.
I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
I thought you are dead.
I'm not dead. Ephraim,
God, you are back.
We have a way out from this forest.
Come back.
Will you shut up your mouth? Where have you been? Before you leave this way, did you tell anybody? Huh? Did you tell me?
Akamba, this is not a time for you to be angry.
It's time to do what?
Let's give him a chance to lead us.
Akamba, I have a way out from here that can lead us to our home.
It is only me that can lead us out of this forest, not Ekpeyon. I am your senior.
You need to listen to me and follow me.
I'd rather die here than to follow you, Ekpeyon.
Ekpeyon, let us go.
Now tell me, Ekpeyon, has anything good come out from you?
Akamba, you need to come with us.
I'm not coming.
Ephraim, let's go. Let's go.
So does it mean the two of you want to leave me here?
But you say you don't want to come with us.
Oh, just wait for me. But I will be the one to pass at the front. If you do not accept it, I will stay back. I'd rather die.
Come, let us go.
Oh. But you know I'm just here. I should be the one to show you the way out. God will show you the way out.
We are out. Can you see? We are out.
Now I'll be the one to leave.
Oh, because we are out.
Come and take it easy.
Because we are out now, you want to leave.
And that is how Ekpenyong and his brothers were able to get out from the evil forest.
Wow!
Children, do you enjoy the story?
Yeah!
What do you learn from the story? Beauty.
I learned that you should even take the instruction of your younger ones.
Clap for her.
I learned that you should not disobey the laws or tradition of your land.
Clap for him. Children.
Yes, Grandma.
We have come to the end of our story today. I would have loved to tell you more stories, but it's getting dark today. We should go home and rest. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye, Grandma. Good night.
Are you a tech enthusiast? Perhaps you want to know more about the devices and gadgets you use. Tech Mode will bridge that gap. Connect great minds while extraying everything about technology as it concerns you.
It is Tech Mode.
Tech Mode is unlocking your tomorrow today.
What made Nigeria special are the people that fought for independence and they created Nigerians. So that is why I'm part of Nigeria, and today I'm happy to be Nigeria.
What makes Nigeria special to me? Well, Nigeria is a great country. We have so many resources. We don't give up easily. Try our best to improve and do our things well.
One of the things that makes Nigeria special to me is our culture and our food, because I'm a chef. I'm very particular about food, the diversity in our food, the diversity in our culture. I feel like it makes it beautiful. It makes Nigeria special.
What defines the Nigerian spirit?
Their resilience, our ability to excel even in tough situations. They are good at what they do.
The diversity of despite the fact that we are different, we have different cultures, different religions, we are together. We are united. I'm from River State, where I grew up. I actually came here to work, so I see how different people, the unity in diversity actually. So I see how different people communicate with others. I see how different tribes have to come together, working in the same space, and not having, it doesn't even look as if you're a different person. So there's a spirit, even when we're different, we speak different languages, but we can still bond together.
How strong is the Nigerian spirit in you?
I know that in Nigeria we can achieve a lot. If we run away from Nigeria, how will Nigeria be built? How are our children going to survive? If you go to other countries, you still be looked at as a foreigner. Other countries that you are looking out for were built by
24 hours a day. NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company.
Welcome to Diplomatic Ties. Nigeria and the European Union have very strong relationships, cutting across several socio-economic, political and security ties. These relationships have been beneficial to both parties and continue to wax stronger. The Nigeria-EU Business Forum stands as a flagship platform for advancing economic diplomacy between the two parties. Its 10th edition convenes in Lagos on 25th of June 2026. In this episode of Diplomatic Ties, we shall be having a high-level conversation with the representative of the European Union to shed light on the theme of the forum, shaping the next decade of Nigeria-EU relations under the EU's Global Gateway strategy. As the forum will convene senior government officials, investors, development finance, institutions and business leaders from both regions to unlock opportunities in renewable energy, digital infrastructure, agriculture, health and transport. My name is Comfort Fashion, your guide, and before introducing our guests, let's take a break. All right, welcome back. This is Diplomatic Ties, and I have in the studio European Union Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Gauthier Minio, to discuss the prospects and opportunities available for Nigeria and EU at the 10th Business Forum. Sir, you're highly welcome to our studio.
Good morning, Comfort, and thank you very much for having me in your program.
Thank you. The European Union and Nigeria already have a robust partnership. Can you talk about how this relationship is evolving to respond to today's economic and development priorities?
Well, it's a relationship which has evolved from a relationship of donor to beneficiary towards a relationship between partners, a real partnership. And it is growing and growing, but there's still a huge untapped potential. And this is why we want to help all stakeholders to exploit this untapped potential, and this is what our upcoming business forum is about. We are rolling out what we call the Global Gateway Investment Strategy, which is the EU global offer to partners around the world, in particular in Africa. And here in Nigeria, it's growing, and there are a lot of opportunities because it's about partnering with the private sector in the EU and in Nigeria to unlock more private investment to reach the sustainable development goals, because we know that official development assistance will not be enough to do that.
So you just you spoke about the Global Gateway initiative of the European Union. Can you tell us or tell Nigeria what does Global Gateway initiative means to Nigeria, and what opportunity do you think Nigeria can get from this Global Gateway initiative?
Well, in a nutshell, Global Gateway is about helping our partners to perform the green, digital and inclusive transition that we are also trying to achieve in Europe and enhance connectivity. And to do this, we are partnering with our member states and our European development banks, in particular the EIB and the EBRD, what we call Team Europe. So very much working together and also joining forces and funding capacities. We are using different kind of tailor-made financial instruments, loans, blending, guarantees, etc. And as I was mentioning, we partner with the private sector. And this is very new for the EU cooperation. It was not the case some years ago. And now we are really trying to work hand in hand with the private sector in the EU, but also in the partner countries to enhance investment, as I was explaining a moment ago.
So you said the Global Gateway Partners it brings together European Union member states, the EIB, as you just said. How do you think this partnership is going to help mobilize investments in sectors such as energy, green energy, such as digital connectivity, such as agriculture, such as transportation, such as healthcare, and the rest? How do you think
well,
this is going to
we are
help
already
us?
doing this, actually. Take the digital sector, for instance. We are present in different aspects on skills, on digital infrastructure, on digital services, on cybersecurity. And we are, for instance, part of the Bridge project, which is a very ambitious project by the federal government of Nigeria to roll out 90,000 kilometers of optic fiber across the country to boost connectivity for institutions, universities, research centers, but also individuals. And we are part of this through the EBRD with a $100 million loan, and through the European Union itself with a 22 million euro of grant. We have also our private companies, because it's a public-private partnership, interested to jump in, provide funds, provide know-how, technology, and companies like Nokia or Ericsson, for instance, are very much in that. So we have different examples of this kind in the different sectors, but we want to do more, and we want also these partnerships between companies in the EU and Nigeria to grow and offer new projects that then we can support through the Global Gateway.
All right, this Global Gateway was launched in 2021, right? So far, can you rate the achievement in Africa? Because I learned about 150 billion euros was earmarked for only Africa out of the other continents that this Global Gateway was meant for. How can you rate the achievement so far in Nigeria?
Well, the Global Gateway is not about investing all these amounts. We have sizable amounts, but now it's about leveraging this kind of investment. And we have already leveraged more than the initial target in Africa. It's several hundred of billions of euros of investment that have been leveraged. But it's always sometimes difficult to assess the exact amount. But what we are seeing is that now we have sizable flagship projects in many countries. We have also a few ones in Nigeria. I will mention, for instance, the Omi Eco project in Lagos, establishing a network of electric ferries to transport passengers across the Lagos Lagoon in a few years. This is one of our flagship in Nigeria, 360 million euros of loans and grants from the EU, the EIB, and France. And it's the kind of project that we want to multiply in Nigeria over the next few years. And for this, we need to identify opportunities, and we count very much on the private sector also to help us do that.
All right, let us talk about the 10th Nigeria-EU business forums now. That is actually coming at a time, at a very important moment for Nigeria's economy. What role does this partner and Europe?
Well, the EU is already proudly Nigeria's first trade and investment partner. Almost 1/3 of Nigeria's foreign trade is with the EU. We are Nigeria's first export destination, including for non-oil and gas products. And also about 1/3 of the existing foreign investment stock in Nigeria has come from the EU. But we want to do more again. And this business forum is not about grand political speeches. It's really practical and pragmatical with stakeholders from the business, the industry, the governments, and the funding institutions. And it's about showcasing, identifying opportunities in particular funding under the Global Gateway, but also opportunities of investment in Nigeria, because we need also to show to the European companies the dimension of the opportunities of investment in Nigeria, and to change a little bit the image also of Nigeria. Then we have also to address bottlenecks and barriers to investment. There are some, and they need to be addressed through political and regulatory reforms. And then, of course, we want to build new partnerships between economic stakeholders or consolidate, strengthen existing ones.
All right. So, European companies continue to see opportunities in this country. I think so, right? Can you tell us what reforms and sectors attract this greatest interest from investors?
Well, we have several sectors. I mentioned the digital economy in particular, which is a thriving one, but we could also mention the agri-food sector. Take the dairy sector, for instance. We have 3 big companies in Nigeria from the EU, Arla, Danone, Friesland Campina, and they have come together, even if they are competitors in the market, to try to help Nigeria address a problem which is the lack of milk production in Nigeria to be used by off-takers like them in their production of dairy products. And this is something that we are also supporting through the Global Gateway, always in partnership with the federal government of Nigeria and state governments, because it's something very important to stress. We're not working away from the authorities. We're working with the authorities of the country and aligning with their strategies, because we are here to support. We're not here to do the things ourselves. Renewable energy is another sector which is still very much undergoing structural reforms in Nigeria, but where there are also EU companies interested. And in health, we also have partnerships that we hope to showcase also during the business forum.
All right. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. Stay with us. All right, if you're just joining us, the program is Diplomatic Ties, and we are discussing the prospects and opportunities available for Nigeria and EU at the 10th Business Forum. Now, the European Investment Bank recently announced new financing initiatives for Nigeria. How do institutions like this, how do they, like EIB, the institutions like EIB helps in private investment and support sustainable development or sustainable economic growth?
Indeed, this is part of the funding opportunity that we will showcase during the business forum. And we had last week the visit of the EIB Vice President, Mr. Ambroise Fayol. And Nigeria currently is the largest country of operations for the European Investment Bank in sub-Saharan Africa. And during this visit, new partnerships, new facilities were signed by the EIB with different banking partners in Nigeria, DBN, Bank of Industry, Wema Bank, to the tune of 400 million euros to support in particular MSMEs, especially women and youth-led, because this is a priority target for us in all our projects, and in sectors like digital, renewable, green economy, agriculture in particular. And so this will really increase the access to funding for many MSMEs across the country in the coming years. It's not always very visible because it spreads across the country to many beneficiaries, but of course it's very transformative. And this will be complemented by other operations. We have another facility coming with FMO, the Dutch Development Bank, 20 million euros also to invest or for loans for rural economy. So again, in the agri sector in particular, or renewable sector in rural areas. And in health also, we will announce new operations. In total, EIB now has a portfolio in Nigeria exceeding 1.5 billion euros because there are operations still ongoing which have been signed over the last few years. So it's really huge, and again, it has a leverage potential very strong. And now we have a new development bank coming to Nigeria, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the EBRD, which is a bank where the EU and its member states have the majority of shares, and they are starting their first operations. I mentioned earlier the bridge project on the optic fiber, but there are also other operations to come. So now we have really a big firepower, if I may say so, in terms of funding, because at the level of the EU delegation we manage grants, and we have more than 700 million euros of grants over the period 2021-2027 for Nigeria.
All right, one of the key priority for both Nigeria and EU is creating opportunities for young people. You actually mentioned women as well. How is this partnership helping to support innovation? How is it helping entrepreneurship, skills acquisition, and quality jobs?
As I mentioned, youth are a cross-cutting priority for us, in particular young women also. And we are also trying to build on their entrepreneurial spirit and innovative spirit. Take the digital sector, for instance. We are partnering with the federal government on the 3MTT project, 3 million technical talents, to increase skills which are needed by the digital industry in Nigeria and also growingly in Europe. And we also have specific projects targeting the youth. And one I like very much is the Nigerian Jubilee Fellowship Program, which is a 44 million euro program implemented by UNDP to help young graduates to integrate the labor market. In many cases, employers require a previous work experience, and when you're a young graduate, you don't have that. So it's about funding a one-year internship in an MSME or even a public institution to get this professional experience at no cost for the company or the public organization. And then it gives really a boost to these young graduates to integrate the labor market. And we hope that federal governments, state governments, private companies will jump in now to help us fund this great program.
Right. So you mentioned youth skill acquisition, trying to empower them, giving them the right skills, the right opportunity before they go completely into labor markets. Could you tell us how this youth can apply for this initiative, for this opportunity? How can they go about with this initiative?
Well, of course, this is a question I'm asked very frequently, especially by young people in university or other. It's a bit tricky because the EU funds projects, but we don't implement them. They are implemented by partners like our member states development agencies or UN development agencies. For instance, the Nigeria Jubilee Fellowship Program is implemented by UNDP. So you have to go to these programs. There are also opportunities for studies abroad in Europe with the Erasmus Plus program, or in Africa with the Intra-African Youth scheme, mobility scheme, sorry. So I think the best thing to do is to follow our social networks of the EU delegation, because there you will see these opportunities popping up regularly in our posts, in all the major social networks. So I think this is the best way to be kept posted on these opportunities.
So the education, let's say the education opportunities, is it with scholarship?
Yeah, it is with scholarship. You know, Nigeria is the first African country in terms of numbers of young students going to study a master in Europe in 2 or more countries under the Erasmus Mundus master's program. And it's most of them go with scholarship, indeed. It's 116 students going this year, and the majority are going with a full funded scholarship to this program.
Can you tell us more about agriculture? How do you think you can prepare the youth towards agricultural initiative like that? Because part of the Global Gateway Initiative has to do with agriculture as well. Can you tell us how can leverage this opportunity for the youth as well?
Well, it's a lot about giving them the know-how on how to manage a farm and launch into what is in fact agribusiness, because it's an entrepreneurial activity. It's about managing a company finally in the agri sector. So we have also partners with which we partner. I was last week in Ibadan, where we have the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, which is a great asset for Nigeria, and we are partnering with them. And I visited, for instance, a demonstration farm where young people were being taught how to farm also with climate smart practices, and this is a priority for us, climate smart agriculture. But it's also about the living conditions in rural areas. If we want to attract or retain more young people in these areas, so having renewable energy, in particular having connectivity, also is part of this effort. So it's all sectors, in fact, are interlinked, and our work in the different areas are, in fact, very much interlinked. And what we want is really a transformative offer in these sectors. It's just not like providing one infrastructure, one equipment, and then we have worked with our companies, our workers, and then we go, we leave you with a debt. No, our projects, it's about really transforming a sector over the years, helping, of course, the authorities which are of charge of that and which are responsible for that. We are not. We are here just to help and accelerate these efforts.
Can we talk about climate change?
Please do.
Climate resilience. What has been your efforts towards cushioning the effect of climate change in Africa and, let's say, in Nigeria in particular?
Well, when we talk about climate, it's about climate change mitigation and, above all, climate change adaptation. Above all, I would say, in a country like Nigeria. And the two, again, are very much interlinked. So when we support renewable energy, when we support climate-smart agricultural practices, we are very much, when we support also climate-smart transportation, it's really about this, This Omni Eco project I was referring to in Lagos with electric ferries, replacing today small boats mainly working with diesel and gasol, and replacing also road traffic. That will, of course, very much impact positively on the emissions of greenhouse gases of the Lagos metropole and also on pollution levels. So in all our projects, we are taking into account the green dimension. This is really part of our key priorities across the board. And again, it's a long-term effort, but which has to be taken into account in all sectors. There is no sector where you won't find a climate dimension, even if sometimes it's not immediately visible. But even in health, for instance, on digital, you also have these questions on how do you produce, which kind of energy do you use, and what is the carbon balance of your production. And this is something that we take into account in all our projects.
All right, Your Excellency, let's, away from the economic diplomacy, let's deal with some soft diplomacy here. You've been in Nigeria for 2 years.
Indeed.
Right. So what interests you about Nigeria?
Everything.
Like?
It's, we could talk about culture, about Nollywood, Kannywood. We were recently in Kano, and we also visited a filming set. We were member states ambassadors in Kano.
Yeah.
The food, of course, the landscapes. There are fantastic landscapes in Nigeria. I've had a chance to visit the Gashaka-Gumti National Reserve, for instance, at the border with Cameroon, Taraba and Adamawa states, which is also a EU-supported project to manage the park. I've been to 20 states already across the country, so I've been to all 6 geopolitical regions. The diversity of cultures, of traditions. When we were in Kano, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, offered a mini Durbar in our honor, and it was fantastic. I had seen already other Durbars in Katsina, in Bauchi. And in the southeast also, I was offered chieftaincy title. I'm very proud about that. So Nigeria is so interesting and so diverse. And this diversity is a challenge, but it's also a strength for the country, a richness that you have also to showcase to the world. And many creatives in Nigeria are doing this in fashion, for instance, of course in cinema. But it's incredible, in particular the entrepreneurial spirit that Nigerians have, this willingness to grow, to make money also. It's of course a driver for many people, and it's legitimate. It's something that we have known in Europe, at some time when also our capitalism, our development was really starting. We had, this strong impetus from young people, young entrepreneurs, and so it, beyond all the challenges of Nigeria, poverty, insecurity, it gives me optimism about the future of the country.
All right, so let's talk. Looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of Nigeria-EU partnership? And what message would you like to leave with Nigerian businesses and the wider public?
I think the EU offer to Nigeria and our partnership is really special compared with other partners. Nigeria has many partners, and it's normal, it's good. But as I mentioned, I think that no partner is so constant, reliable, faithful, and also transformative than the EU. We're not just here for money. We are, of course, also trying to promote our companies and their interests. But we are here also to have impact and help Nigeria grow, because this is in our geopolitical interest, to have a prosperous, stable, thriving Nigeria and West Africa as neighbors. And my message would be to EU companies that Nigeria is a well-kept secret for opportunities, and that EU companies must look more towards Nigeria, and this is why we are doing also this kind of business forum. And on the side of Nigeria, that there are really opportunities with the EU. EU standards sometimes are very demanding, but it's the way to excellence. When you meet EU criteria, EU standards to export or to partner with EU companies, you will get to another level. And that will be a big asset for you.
All right, Your Excellency, before you leave or before we end the discussion, can you tell us, you spoke about Kannywood movies, you spoke about Nigerian food. Can you tell us your favorite Kannywood movie? And can you tell us your favorite Nigerian cuisine?
Okay, I must confess I haven't seen a Kannywood movie yet. In Hausa, I know they have subtitles in English, so but I see the opportunity of this visit to write down a few titles of Kannywood movies. So I have a short list of movies to watch. But Nollywood movies, of course, I've seen. I saw recently in cinema a very nice one called Call of My Life. I recommend it very much. It's still on the screens. And in terms of food, I like moi moi very much. I like jollof rice. I like spicy food. Thanks God, because it helps when you're in Nigeria. And all these sauces and stews. With fish, with meat, with goat meat, etc. I even like pepper soup, rather not for dinner, but for lunch. So also enjoying a lot.
Would you like to introduce moi moi to the people in Europe?
I think moi moi could find an audience.
It's really wonderful speaking with you, Ambassador Gauthier Mignot. Thank you for having you on our program.
And congratulations for your pronunciation in French.
Thank you so much. And we hope we can do this again.
I very much hope so.
All right. And to our viewers, make a day with us again on another episode of Diplomatic Ties. And on behalf of the crew and myself, Comfort Fashim.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And today, we are standing right in the middle of one. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome on board your favorite event program, coming to you on the network service of the NTA. I am Funke Oyeyele Ashaleye, and this is Sociologue, your sure way to socialize, where stories comes alive, where dreams take center stage, and entertainment connects us all. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Leadership is not about gender. It is about vision, influence, and the ability to inspire change. Across Africa, more women are stepping into leadership positions, breaking barriers and creating opportunities for future generations. Let's take a look at this.
In Abuja, the Leading Ladies Africa convened. The gathering, which was a curated forum for senior executives, entrepreneurs, policymakers, development leaders, and allies, was under the theme Power, Purpose, Collaboration.
When you put your eyes like a flint and you know where you're going, what happens is you put blinders on and you're more resistant to distractions because you know where you're going. It's not still easy, but at least you have knowledge of where you're going. Now, if you don't know where you're going, the world will take you to where it wants to take you. So you truly have to know where you're going. That's the first thing. The second thing is the awareness that while you know where you're going, you have limited knowledge of how to get there. So you're relying on, I call it your life tools and the toolkits.
The day was set for honest conversations on building the infrastructure for women leadership, leading with impact, and creating lasting change in Africa.
There are girls who are not in this room today. There's a girl in Adamawa, she's somewhere in some village. She'll watch this on YouTube. There's some girl in Katsina, there's some girl in Sapele, there's some girl in Nasarawa. She's not here today, but because you all are here today, living, breathing, dreaming, she has received the possibility to become. So women, tell your stories. Tell your stories. Stop being silent.
The stage brought together leaders from tech, development policy, and business. They spoke on purpose as the encore that holds when profit and pressure clash, and they pushed collaboration on why women must stop building alone and start forming partnerships that scale. The message was clear. Leadership is heavy, but stronger when it is shared.
Power, purpose, I think it cuts across evenly, to be honest. While some people don't have access to proper collaborations, some also don't have access to power to execute what they need to. And some, have lost their purpose or haven't found theirs. So I think it cuts across. That's why this topic is very instructive and I identify with it. And I'm glad that I was able to help, I hope, inspire women to find their purpose, collaboration and power.
I think most women don't accept power, maybe cultural indoctrination, environment. We want to be hidden, we don't want our voices heard. And sometimes when we also have power, we don't show up, we don't speak up, we don't be visible, be that courageous to take that bold step, because we don't want to step on any toes, we don't want to ruffle any feathers. But sometimes we are setting the wrong examples for our daughters, because how can you solve problems if you are hidden? How can you help improve humankind if nobody can find you? Because you're hiding everything you came with, your talent, your purpose. And that's what we want to change. We want women to know that it's okay. It's okay. Show up so you can be part of the people that are solving the problem. We want to be part of the people solving the problem. We want women to be part of the people solving the problem. That means they should show up.
Session after session, the room wrestled with questions ranging from how do women lead with impact? How do they build partnerships that last? What creates real change. Collaboration became the bridge between government programs and women-led businesses.
I always feel like people generally should work together. If you want the best of something, it's better for different people to bring their expertise so that it's richer. But women particularly, we all like to sometimes walk in our little corners. It's good events like this when women can actually come together in a room, listen to each other, learn from each other, inspire each other, and then plan to build and work together. So I think for me it's collaboration. I would love to see much more women collaborations in government, in politics, in education, even in home building, even in building our homes. We would like to see women sharing with each other more so that we can be better at everything that we do.
Policy met practice when the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs took to the stage.
Photos being posted on the media, but I had to showcase the work that I'm doing because people should know that we're trying our best.
The question was direct. What policy is moving women from just a voice to an actual seat at the table?
Along different indices, we've done well. We still have places like women in elective positions where we're we're lagging, but when you talk about women in the private sector, we're doing so well. We have more women in boards. As chair, we have more women heading private sector organizations, and Mr. President has put more women in government than ever. We have over 40 or 50 special assistants, special advisors, and senior special assistants to the president today in Nigeria. Most of them young ladies. For the first time, we have almost about 9 deputy governors. It's never happened in the history of Nigeria. So we're moving the needle, and I'm sure, with concerted efforts, we can go a long way.
The gathering closed with more than ideas. It closed action. Women left the gathering with new partners and clear commitments. The purpose was proven. This was not just talk. It was a convening for change. Because Africa's future won't be built by one woman alone. It will be built when women with power choose to lead with purpose together.
As we have seen, empowering women to lead and excel in every sphere of society remains a vital step towards a sustainable development. Now from leadership and empowerment to creativity and style, we turn our attention to the glamorous world of fashion. Join us as we bring you highlights from the captivating fashion show, where elegance, innovation, and culture took center stage.
African Bridal Fashion Week themed The Identity was a dazzling celebration of culture, heritage, and the beauty of bridal fashion. Though termed bridal, it still made room for the male folk. With about 10 talented designers showcasing both traditional and contemporary wedding attires, the event was a true display of beauty plus fashion, resulting in a good dose of elegance. Each collection here was a unique expression of identity, drawing from Nigeria's deep reservoir of diverse and indigenous traditions whilst embracing contemporary trends. The result? A runway depicting a celebration of the past, the present, and the future of bridal fashion in Nigeria.
For every culture represented, you could see the original concept of that culture, then with a bit of who I am. I love accessories a lot. I love to play around a lot. So, for example, the Edo guy, you could see how I tipped with the lace and just all of those stuff. So yes, I just loved it. And the Igbo guy, I just didn't want to do one color, it's not like the original plan, but it just happened. So it went well.
What quickly registers at this event is a display, a collage of breathtaking designs that mostly coalesce around the central theme. While the traditional bridal pieces showcased cultural pride with exciting colors, elaborate patterns and symbolic details that deeply echo our African roots, the contemporary designs offer the fresh take on bridal fashion with modern cut and new fabrics that speak to today's fashion-forward bride.
One thing that stood out for me today was the intentionality behind the different pieces and the stories that came with the different pieces.
I was growing up as a child, I'd always wanted to style brides, so I actually don't believe that there's a particular patterns for how these brides should be. So I wanted them to be comfortable in their skin. So you notice two of the dresses had this, illusion, revealing and nude, vibe and all.
And the guests sure got a little more than just the fashion. An insightful talk session on the future fashion resulting from the bond between a fashion stylist and a designer was an extra sweetener to the event.
There is huge improvement from structuring to fabric choice to color combinations, to making the right outfits for different body types.
Hopefully, this fashion event inspires the next generation of African fashion designers to embrace their heritage and create unique and meaningful designs.
It's like these move designers from point A to B. Now, there is a thing about showing to a good number of audience, but then it also documents the work that they do. Many of us in Africa, we actually do work, but we don't show it. So when you show work, more eyes see it, and more people get to remember you in subsequent years.
Until it's been done, it doesn't seem as though it can be done. When we show them what we're capable of, they're able to say, oh, so we can actually do this here. The vision I have for my dream look as a bride or as a groom can be achieved within my vicinity.
Tonight's event is the identity. And indeed, the identity was representing the work of art, culture, and fashion.
As our lifestyles continue to evolve, the fashion industry will certainly play a significant role in shaping our identity and inspiring our world. So, while designers continue to push the boundaries of bridal fashion, we look forward to seeing how they will continue to honor the identity in the years to come.
What a stunning display of creativity, elegance, and style. The fashion show showcased not only beautiful designs, but also the passion and artistry behind every outfit on the runway. Now, from the world of fashion, we move to the world of drama, where powerful stories comes alive on stage. Our next report takes us to a captivating theatrical performance titled A Decorated Soldier. Let's take a look.
I know, Chef. Right now, I don't have another option. Please, make me your wife, and I will love you for the rest of my life.
The crowd was electric at the stage drama, Decorated Soldier. The play dives deep into the world of power, love, and the tough choices that come with leadership. It's a roller coaster of emotions, leaving you questioning, how far should love go when duty calls? This isn't just a drama, it's a conversation starter. The way it tackles ambition, moral choices, and the cost of justice will have you reflecting long after the curtains close. The audience was fully invested, hanging onto every word and scene. What happens when love meets duty? Does justice stay pure when humans deliver it?
We took an oath, but nobody has stopped us from unwinding now. Wait,
Did I hear you right? Kingsley, you spent a whooping 30 billion on a party, and you call that unwinding? What has come over you? Barrios, what has come over you?
I will take the fact that no matter the time that God gave us, we should always know that there is an end. One day the trumpet will sound, and we will stay on that line to give account of what we did on earth.
It was amazing. I love the fact that they used something like that to portray God's love, how it's unconditional, irrespective of, and yet it also, God loves us, but He's also a judge. So with the love, judgment comes if you don't do the right thing. I love how that was merged together too.
When I heard Decorated Soldier, I was thinking of battlefront, fighting, and also this was totally different from what I expected, and different in a good way. I like the way the whole movie or the whole drama painted our relationship, Christ and the sinner. You see, Stephanie is someone that is always running away from Christ, always falling back to sin, and then the decorated soldier himself is always looking for every means necessary to get her back, right? It just reminds me of the song, "There's no shadow you won't light up, there's no wall you won't break down coming after me." That was what this soldier just depicted, and I liked it, really.
Co-producer wrote the story, he wrote the script and the story, so I believed in the story, so I came into the story. The idea behind the story is basically twofold. One is on the nation, our country. We see what happens every day with corrupt government officials, how they don't care about the nation's wealth. They loot this money at will and they spend it lavishly. On the flip side, it's about we human beings, how each day God extends His love towards us, but we still push Him away until it is too late. So that's why I believe in the story. So I had to come in as a co-producer on the story.
I was inspired to write it to basically build a society that is sane, a society that is accountable, a society that knows that there's an end to corruption, there's an end to bad governance, there's an end to every wrong thing. So basically I was just inspired to write a play that is going to touch the hearts of people. I term it a morality play. It's the kind of play that the Romans did in those medieval years that actually kept them in check, and I'm grateful from the feelers I've heard this evening. Everybody's excited. Those that watched, those that acted, everybody is excited about Decorated Soldier. So I just feel extremely grateful that I've been able to contribute my little quota in arts and entertainment to the society.
Decorated Soldier asks the tough questions and the impact lingers.
Estonia forever, bless our home in peace. Hello, Estonia forever, mighty true. If you
From the powerful performance in Decorated Soldier, we are reminded that courage, sacrifice, and service remain timeless. And closing the program today, join us as we explore an inspiring art exhibition showcasing the imagination and talent of gifted artists. Stay with us.
Heart of Abuja, Nigeria. Celebrated master artist Tola Wewe presents a profound exploration of womanhood in his latest exhibition, Hieroglyphics of Womanhood. With over 65 stunning works on display, this exhibition seeks to honor women as the mirror of society, their beauty, strength, and resilience captured in each brush stroke and sculpture.
Generally speaking, all the works I'm exhibiting eulogize women. They celebrate women. And this particular one is titled, If You Don't. I'm just trying to talk about how the society treats women. I love the woman, not just women. The woman, the real woman. This is a real woman. She has been abused. She's ready to fight. She's fighting for her. You can see the eyeballs are red. She's determined. That is the spirit in the African woman. Determined woman, hardworking woman, abused woman. So I am just celebrating womanhood with this painting.
Known as the Picasso of Africa, Tola Wewe's creation transcends mere aesthetics. Each piece reflects the spirit of womanhood, celebrating women not only as individuals, but as embodiment of culture, history, and the pulse of society itself.
If you look at the works of art, they are colorful, they show strength, they show different physical attributes of the woman. They show her eyes, her silhouettes, different parts of her body. But the focus is not really on physical, but an expression of the depths of a woman. When you talk about the hand that rocks,
is the hieroglyphics of womanhood. And basically what it is extolling the virtues of the African woman, their tenacity, their hard work, their perseverance, their industry, in all together put together in the form of exhibition and art, and artwork. And I must give kudos to Chief Tola Wewe, because he's been at this for a very long time. These are people that we should always remember in this country that have represented the country well, especially in the art industry, both locally and abroad.
In celebrating womanhood, Tola Wewe's hieroglyphics of womanhood doesn't just display art. It transforms the gallery into a sacred space where the beauty, resilience, and wisdom of women are immortalized for all to witness. Here, every canvas, every sculpture, every color becomes a tribute to the strength of women, a reflection of society, and a powerful reminder of the role women play in shaping our world.
And it's a wrap on Camera, Light, and Action. Do keep a date with us same time next week. Remember that every story begins with the courage to try. So keep creating your own magic. As always, stay safe and God bless.
trying to get it under his control.
So piece together your time wisely.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Role in the lives of our children. We lead by example, show godly examples to them also, and teach them the way to go. And I believe with that, they will grow up to be better for the society.
For my kids, I make sure I let them to believe in themselves first, build that confidence in them, and of course, ensure that they tell the truth all the time.
Hello and welcome to Transparency Files, ICPC's weekly television program. I am your host, Moruna Barnabas Atiai. Fathers play a critical role in shaping the values, character, and future of their children. As heads of families, mentors, and role models, they often influence how the next generation understands honesty, accountability, and integrity. In the fight against corruption, fathers have a unique responsibility. The values taught at home can either strengthen or weaken society's resistance to corrupt practices. On today's edition, we examine the role of fathers as pillars of anti-corruption and explore how fathers can raise children who reject corruption and embrace ethical values. We will hear from fathers from different walks of life as they share their perspective on parenting, integrity, and nation building. Also on the program, we'll bring you updates from our state offices and other exciting segments. Stay with us, but first, let's join Joy Aja for this week's anti-corruption highlights.
Thank you, Murna. Welcome to this segment on anti-corruption stories. My name is Joy Aja. The chairman of ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Ali USAN, has issued a clarion call to Nigerian tertiary students, urging them to serve as torchbearers of integrity and ethical conduct as the nation intensifies its battle against systemic corruption. Speaking at the formal cluster inauguration of Student Anti-Corruption Vanguards, SAV, across 5 selected tertiary institutions in Nasarawa State, held recently at the Federal University, Lafia. The ICPC chief described the initiative as a pivotal moment in reshaping the moral fabric of Nigeria's educational landscape. Represented by the Director of Public Education, Mr. Demola Bakare FSI, Dr. Aliyu characterized the SAV program as one of the Commission's most formidable corruption prevention instruments, meticulously designed to furnish students with a credible platform for active participation in the promotion of integrity, patriotism, and civic responsibility. The Vice-Chancellor of Federal University, Lafia, Professor Muhammad Isa Kida, who was represented by Professor Folorunsho Ajayi, hailed the inauguration as the dawn of a transformative movement aimed at cultivating integrity, transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership among the student populace. Professor Kida underscored corruption as a formidable obstacle to national development, urging students to embrace values that would mold them into responsible leaders and conscientious citizens of tomorrow. The newly inaugurated SAVs encompass students from Federal University Lafia, the School of Nursing and Midwifery also in Lafia, College of Agriculture, Science and Technology Lafia, Isa Mustafa Agwai Polytechnic Lafia, and the College of Education Akwanga, marking a significant expansion of the Commission's grassroots engagement with the nation's youth. With this initiative, the ICPC continues to demonstrate its commitment to tackling corruption at its roots, recognizing that the fight against graft must be won in the hearts and minds of the younger generation, beginning within the hallowed halls of Nigeria's institutions of higher learning. That'll be all on this segment. Transparency Files continues with Morona. Please stay with us.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello, Alhaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello? Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I will just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we are in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you are raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now. Corruption not in my country.
You're welcome back. Corruption does not begin in public offices. In many cases, the attitudes that encourage or discourage corruption are formed at home during childhood. Parents, especially fathers, often serve as the first teachers of integrity. Through their words and actions, they teach children whether honesty matters, whether shortcuts are acceptable, and whether accountability should be respected. Today, we spoke with fathers who are intentionally raising children with strong moral values despite the challenges of modern society. Let's hear from them.
I think as fathers, we play a very important role to our children mainly by the examples we show. Our words should match our actions. You don't tell your child to do this while you are doing the opposite, because children mirror what they see us do. You don't teach your children to lie because they see you lying. Maybe somebody comes, you say, tell the person, I'm not at home. Meanwhile, you're inside the house. You don't teach your children that, because when they grow old, they copy what you have done, they copy those characters, and it leads them astray. So as fathers, it's important the things we do in front of our children. It's important the way we relate with them. You should give them that free space to be able to talk to us, to be able to feel free to, when they're having issues, when they're having problems, they can come to you and speak to you. You don't be too harsh. When you're correcting them, you don't, any little mistake they do, you shout on them, you criticize them. You should be able to feel free to speak to you. And even when they make mistakes, use that as an opportunity to teach them. You don't show favoritism to your children. You don't show, if you have kids, you don't show favoritism to one, or maybe you treat one person specially, treat the other one more specially. It breeds competition, unhealthy competition amongst them. Most of the things I do today are things I learned from my father. So the same way as fathers should teach our children, these things are not just obey this, do that, but there are things that they will grow up with, things that will mold them to become better as they grow up. So as fathers, I think we play a very prominent role in the lives of our children. We lead by example, show godly examples to them also, and teach them the way to go. And I believe with that, they will grow up to be better for the society.
For my kids, I make sure I let them to believe in themselves first, build that confidence in them, and of course, ensure that they tell the truth all the time. And they take permission before they pick anything, or even if they want something. Daddy, can I take this? That's how I'm training them to eschew the values of integrity, the values of truthfulness, and of course the values of excellence. That is what I am doing. They are still relatively young. They are 3 years old, going to 4. So that is if you continue to do so, by the time they grow up, they know that these are vices that I need to shun away from. I don't need to tell lies, because telling lies is corruption, and I don't need to do what I'm not meant to do, like cheating in the exams and picking what does not belong to you. So the presence of a father goes a long way in instilling discipline and in instilling morality in the children. So I will encourage every father to always be present in the lives of their children. I will encourage them to invest time, because most of us, because of work, we tend to forget our primary responsibilities on the children. So we should try and endeavor to invest more time in ensuring that we know what our children are up to, both in school and at home.
Many experts agree that children learn more from what they see than what they hear. This makes the conduct of fathers important. When fathers demonstrate honesty in everyday decisions, keep their promises, and take responsibility for their actions, they send powerful messages that help shape the character of their children. Let's hear from another father on the practical steps families can take to nurture honesty and accountability.
Whatever the father is doing should be of utmost transparency and accountability. That will start with what you say is what you do. Whatever you will do that you feel that the children will come across either by mistake or, in fact, whatever they will come across, you make sure that those things, you are doing those things right and correct, because children, they don't just learn from what you say. They learn silently with what you do, what they see you do. The level in which you hit a ball on the wall, that same force, the ball will come back to you with that same force. Now, teach a child how to be self-reliant. That means he or she should know that there are some sacrifices that a child should do. It is not every time you work or you go for an errand that you must be paid, or there will be a remuneration for that or a benefit for that. No, there should be sacrifice. Allow the child or teach the child how to sacrifice for others. And that is one thing that the youths of these days and the children, the parents of these days are not really teaching their children. And that is why patriotism is no longer seen in our day-to-day affairs. I'm using this opportunity to call on every father to lead their children by example. In the school system, parents have, parents are not doing well when we see how they behave in the school system. We should always learn how to be accountable. Whatever we do, our children are watching us.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, across our cities and towns today, the sight of collapsed buildings, cracked bridges, and failed roads have become all too familiar. Each time we see this devastation, we are quick to blame faith, nature, or bad luck. But let us be honest. Behind most of these tragedies lies a deeper, darker cause. Corruption among those entrusted to build. The engineers, contractors, and officials who betray the public trust. The engineer, by training and ethics, is meant to be a guardian of safety, strength, and stability. An engineer's signature on a drawing or a project certificate is supposed to guarantee confidence that lives will be protected and resources well utilized. But when corruption sets in, professionalism is replaced with profit-seeking greed. How do they do this? By reducing the quality of materials, using sand instead of cement ratio, thin rods instead of standard reinforcement, by manipulating designs to cut costs, by signing off on jobs never inspected, by colluding with contractors to divert funds meant for quality assurance. And the result? Entire building crumbles like house of cards. Roads barely survive a single rainy season. Bridges meant to last 50 years begins to crack in 5. But the real tragedy is not just in concrete and steel. It is in human life lost and dreams destroyed. Families are buried under rubble. Breadwinners perish at construction sites, and survivors are left with scars, both physical and emotional, that last a lifetime. Beyond the human toil, the economic cost to Nigeria is staggering. Every failed structure means wasted public funds, repeated contracts, and delayed development. Investors lose confidence, citizens lose faith, and government loses credibility. We build what we should not have lost at double or triple the original cost. This vicious cycle drains our economy and stalls progress. Corruption in engineering is therefore not a technical error. It is an ethical failure. It is a betrayal of the oath to build, not to destroy. And it is high time we treated it as a national emergency. Professional bodies like COREN, NSC, and others must rise above ceremonial functions. They must be watchdogs of integrity, not accomplices in silence. Engineers who cut corners should lose their licenses permanently. Contractors who deliver shoddy work should face the full weight of the law. Public officials who approve defective projects must be held accountable. We also need civic vigilance. Citizens must learn to ask questions, demand transparency in public projects, and report visible defects before they become disasters. Finally, we must raise a new generation of ethical engineers, men and women who understand that true development begins with honesty and that no amount of profit can replace the value of human life. Ladies and gentlemen, let us remember this. When a corrupt engineer compromises integrity, he does not just weaken a building, he weakens a nation. When steel is replaced with greed and concrete with corruption, the foundation of our progress begins to crack. If we truly want a Nigeria that stands tall, strong, safe, and sustainable, then our engineers must return to the pathway of integrity, because only honest builders can build a lasting nation.
You're still watching Transparency Files. The fathers of tomorrow are the young men of today. As Nigeria continues the fight against corruption, an important question emerges. What values are young men preparing to pass on to their future children? In today's youth segment, we would hear from young men about fatherhood, integrity, and the role they hope to play in raising a generation free of corruption. Let's hear them.
What I intend to do is very simple. Just leave the example and your children will follow, because they need to have a reason to believe that what you are telling them is true. And the only way you can do that is when you yourself you are living by those values you preach. So for instance, I believe in integrity. That is the solution to corruption in our country. So I will make sure I make them to understand by my own life that you don't get ahead by cheating. Those things will definitely come back in one way or the other at you, and even if you're not careful, your family. So I have to leave that and tell them to be contented with what they have in life. They should work hard and appreciate whatever God has given to them.
I also ensure as a parent that I instill discipline in them. They must have self-control, and then they must also exhibit respect to human dignity. I also ensure that I reward good behavior. Yes. And then one of those core values I instill in my children is to ensure that they have the fear of God, irrespective of, I advise parents, irrespective of their religion, they should respect, they should obey, or they should have that fear of their faith.
And before we end today's edition of the program, here is an update on activities from our state offices across the country. Phoenix Apolaha is our guide.
From Cross River State comes a report. The ICPC inaugurates Act 2 of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. In his welcome address, the Chief Medical Director of the Teaching Hospital, Professor Ikpeme, appreciated the ICPC, especially the Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner for Akwa Ibom and Cross River States, and his team on the occasion of inauguration of the Act 2 of the institution. He stated that no system is perfect, but that his administration strives to ensure compliance with extant rules and regulations. The Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner for Akwa Ibom and Cross River States, Mr. Baba Alaro Shuaib, while presenting the goodwill message on behalf of the chairman of the ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, SAN, appreciated UCTH under the leadership of Professor Ikpeme for demonstrating commitment towards anti-corruption and efficient service delivery. And from Sokoto State comes a report. The ICPC NYC Anti-Corruption Community Development Service CDS Group, Sokoto State, organized a sensitization program for students of Sultan Abubakar College, Sokoto, which aimed at promoting integrity and discouraging corrupt practices among young people. The program, themed Integrity Begins With Me, was designed to educate students on the dangers of corruption and the importance of upholding moral values, honesty, and accountability in society. Speaking on behalf of the Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Deputy Superintendent Abdullahi Ibrahim Aliyu delivered a recap of the presentation and further enlightened the students on the need for collective responsibility in combating corruption. He urged the students to become ambassadors of integrity both within and outside the school environments.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Transparency Files. The fight against corruption begins at home, and fathers play a critical role in laying the foundation for integrity, honesty, and accountability. Together, we can raise a generation that rejects corruption and embraces ethical leadership. Join us again next week, Friday at 6:30 p.m. on the NTA Network and NTA International. Have a wonderful evening. My name is Murna Barnabas.
Trying to get it under his control.
Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Charles. Alpha Sign Language Interpreter is Josiah Abdullahi. Let's begin now with some of our top stories. Federal government commits 32.8 billion naira disbursement to improve health care delivery nationwide. Court voids National Democratic Party NDC registration, reverses earlier order. And death toll from Venezuela earthquakes rises above 500. National Identity Management Commission Act 2026 into law
to modernize Nigeria's identity management framework. The new law is also aimed at strengthening digital trust and protecting citizens' personal data, among other capabilities. And that report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Mabushi, a district hitherto characterized by its lack of good road network, resulting in traffic congestion, is now experiencing a positive shift. This is made possible with the inauguration of collector roads 1 and 2, linking Mabushi with the Ahmadu Bello Way. Onoze Yakubu captured the inauguration and our reports.
Attention given to these historical issues of battling the deplorable condition of roads in Mabushi district elicited this applause from the residents.
In the past it was quite bumpy and untarred, dusty, but today, I mean, it's a dual carriage road, so it's pretty nice and smooth.
The road was bad. Even the cars, you know, when we drive, we used to have difficulties in driving the road, you know, to come in from the VIO area and I think from inside Mabuchi, the road was extremely very bad.
The road has been very funny. Whole also very bad. But I don't like the minister, but I like his work.
The completion and inauguration of this critical infrastructure within the district will not only alleviate the long-standing traffic gridlock experienced by commuters, but will ensure connectivity with other parts of the city.
When you have a courageous leadership, when you have an assertive leadership, when you have leadership that is focused and determined to achieve results, the subordinates do not have any other choice. We have no choice but to do what you've directed us to do, because all the logistics have been given to us.
President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, called for the support of Nigerians as his administration strives to improve the lives of the people by providing critical infrastructure.
It is a fact that infrastructure is the backbone of a modern economy. Roads are not just asphalt. They are the bands of commerce, the bridges of unity, the channels through which our people pursue their dreams without fear or delay.
Awarded in February 2025, the project was delivered on record time to mark the third anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
In what is her first official duty as the Grand Patron of Nigerian Red Cross Society, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has inaugurated the Society's national headquarters in Abuja. A State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
In less than 24 hours, her investiture as the first Grand Matron of the Nigerian Red Cross Society is already showing signs of a fruitful partnership. The inauguration of the Society's headquarters in Abuja, marking the first step.
And to the benefit of humanity, I hereby commission the Red Cross National Headquarters.
After about 66 years of impactful humanitarian services in the country, the construction and inauguration of Nigerian Red Cross Permanent Headquarters, she notes, is a testament to the Society's commitment to alleviating human suffering and bringing hope to the most vulnerable.
I am confident that this new office building will further strengthen the Society's capacity to coordinate its humanitarian activities, enhance operational effectiveness, and deepen its impact across Nigeria. The influence of the activities of the Red Cross extends far beyond actions, whether providing first aid or responding to disasters, supporting victims of conflict, promoting health and well-being, or providing humanitarian assistance to communities in need. The Society has remained steadfast in its mission of serving humanity without discrimination. Your selfless service continues to make meaningful difference in the lives of countless individuals and families.
National President of the Society, Oluyemisi Adeaga, says the acquisition of a permanent headquarters coming 33 years after the society moved to the Federal Capital Territory, is a major milestone central to the visions of the Red Cross, particularly now that the nation is faced with some humanitarian challenges.
Nigeria has the need to have a humanitarian academy, and we are focused and targeted that by now we should have a place where such an academy can take place. And that's why the acquisition of this building will serve not only as our headquarters, but as an avenue to establish such an academy.
Ultimately, our legacy will not be defined by the structure we build, but by the life we touch.
A facility tour of operational areas in the headquarters showcased its preparedness to aid the Nigerian Red Cross in mitigating disaster and driving advocacy engagement. In Abuja, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Nigeria's battle against illicit drug abuse and trafficking has been long coming, and the LDLEA is relentless on the field. The fierce tussle has seen increase in interdictions on illicit substances as the agency targets criminal networks to cutting off their lifeblood effectively. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim takes us through Nigeria's anti-narcotic journey as the world commemorates World Drug Day.
A silent pandemic, illicit drug abuse has become a threat to Nigeria's youth population, impacting her socio-economic stability.
Across the country, the prevalence of synthetic opioids and other dangerous substances, including methamphetamine, diazepam, and tramadol, grows. And behind every illicit drug user is a supplier, fueling a destructive cycle that continues to erode the fabric of society.
Just recently, the NDLEA dismantled a Nigerian-Mexican cartel operating a multi-million-dollar methamphetamine laboratory in Ogun State, while another major operation was uncovered in Oyo State.
They thought hiding in dense forests would shield them from the long arm of the law. They were indeed very wrong.
Aware of this menace, the war acknowledges illicit drug as a global problem and hopes to highlight the evolving nature of trafficking and abuse as an emerging threat.
It is a daily reality in our homes, our schools, and our streets. Despite our different backgrounds, our goal is singular, and that is a drug-free Nigeria.
The reality is that prevention, early intervention, treatment, and community resilience all happen closest to the people at the state and local government levels.
The necessity for Nigeria's fight against illicit drugs remains critical and top priority, though the journey towards a drug-free nation is challenging. Authorities are optimistic about the possibility, considering the NDLEA's unyielding effort to dismantle trafficking networks and protect communities from the devastating impact of drug abuse. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
And off the shores of Nigeria, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa vows to crush any attempt to destabilize the planned nationwide anti-immigrant marches next week amid wave of xenophobia as Myanmar burns $525 million of illegal drugs in Yangon. Citizens-led groups have set Tuesday 30 as a deadline for undocumented foreigners to leave and called for nationwide marches against illegal immigration, marking a crescendo in month of protest that have at times turned violent. The unofficial ultimatum has stoked fears of a resurgence of xenophobic violence that has claimed several lives in the past. The police have announced tightened security across the nation for June 30, while government officials have stepped up efforts to ensure calm, including meeting the influential Zulu royal house. The country has been on edge following weeks of violent xenophobic unrest, official source said has left at least 3 people dead. Mozambican authorities put the toll among their nationals at 5. The anti-migrant campaign has already spurred voluntary repatriations of thousands of foreigners from elsewhere in Africa, including Ghana, Malawi, Mozambique and Nigeria. While Ramaphosa and major labor unions say migrants are being scapegoated for the country's problems, some politicians have seized on the issue to cut populist support ahead of local elections later this year. In Myanmar, authorities on Friday seized drugs estimated worth about $525 million, according to Home Affairs Minister, who blamed rebel factions for the war-ravaged country's booming trade in illegal narcotics. Police in Yangon incinerated 31 different classes of drugs to mark the UN's International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, local officials said, sending plumes of thick black smoke into the sky. Analysts say crumbling governance since a military putsch in 2021, which triggered a civil war, has allowed all sides to profit from the illicit drug trade. Myanmar has emerged as the world's largest producer of opium after the Taliban government surged back to power in Afghanistan in 2021. Death toll from Venezuela earthquakes has risen to more than 500, including schools and some public places closed as France's heat wave threatened to break records. Expressed deep sorrow over the tragic loss of lives and the widespread destruction in Caracas caused by the twin earthquakes that struck Venezuela. In a statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the federal government commended the efforts of rescued workers and medical personnel who continue to work tirelessly to save lives and deliver humanitarian assistance to affected communities. The Nigerian government also extended its condolences to the bereaved families and offered prayers for the speedy and full recovery of the injured. Nigeria remains confident that the resilient people of Venezuela will overcome this tragedy through unity, determination, and the support of the international community. The Nigerian government affirmed its stance in full solidarity with the people of Venezuela during this period of national mourning. The diplomatic relation between Nigeria and the United States of America is entering a new era defined not by dependency, but by mutual prosperity to build an outstanding future for their citizens. Chargé d'Affaires of the United States Embassy in Nigeria, Kate Heffen, said this at the U.S. 250th Independence Day celebration in Abuja. Chikuno Swabize reports.
Since establishing bilateral ties in 1960, Nigeria and the United States of America have continued to enjoy a cordial relationship that cuts across politics, education, economy, humanitarian, as well as in collaborative security engagements. The need to deepen this partnership for a shared prosperity resonated here as the United States Embassy in Abuja commemorated the country's 250th Independence Day, tagged Freedom 250, Hollywood meets Nollywood, to not only celebrate 2.5 centuries of America's journey to nationhood, but to also extol the creative prowess of Nigeria and the United States.
The United States is committed to engaging Nigeria not as an aid recipient, but as a capable commercial partner. Through commercial diplomacy, investment in critical sectors, and transparent efforts, we are building the kind of relationship that delivers lasting value, jobs created, industries grown, and supply chains strengthened.
Nigeria and the U.S. have shared bonds that has lasted generations, many decades. They've continued to partner in industry, in trade, and in investment. The working partnership between Nigeria and the U.S. in terms of the security cooperation arrangement. I think we've started to see some excellent results.
Various performances, a toast to a stronger partnership, as well as the cutting of the anniversary cake, climaxed this year's celebration as the United States look forward with hope and confidence of an enduring friendship with their Nigerian counterparts and other allies across the globe. Chukunonso Wabweze, NTA News.
You're still on to the news on NTA International. We will be back with more reports. Stay with us.
You have no better friend and partner than Nigeria. Let this unveiling today be a call to conscience. Let our practitioners hold the line of truth. To the media, please inform with integrity and with a deep sense of patriotism. To our public officers, communicate with transparency. To citizens, please let us speak with empathy. Let us come together to become the voice of responsibility, the voice of the world that heals division, that inspires hope and drives development.
Welcome back. The Embassy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Moscow has received a new head of mission, Ambassador Lushola Iji, who has assumed duty as Nigeria's ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to Russia. In a letter signed by media assistant to the ambassador, Doin Dia, Ambassador Iji was received in Moscow by senior officials of the embassy and representatives of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, a senior advocate of Nigeria and former Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Togo. Ambassador Shola Iji brings to Moscow a strong record of service in bilateral and multilateral diplomacy, peace and conflict resolution, economic diplomacy and consular affairs. He reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to strengthening the long-standing and cordial relations between Nigeria and the Russian Federation. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday met the visiting Bangladesh Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, where he offered Beijing support for the new government in Dhaka. On the final day of his 5-day visit, Rahman met Xi at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. Xi told Rahman that China supports Bangladesh's new government in its smooth administration and stands ready to carry out high-quality Belt and Road cooperation with Dhaka. He said China is willing to map out key cooperation with Bangladesh and tap into the potential for collaboration in green and low-carbon development, digital economy, information technology, artificial intelligence, and other fields, according to state-run Xinhua News Agency. The federal government has approved the disbursement of 32.8 billion naira through the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, implementing Gateway to strengthen healthcare delivery across Nigeria. The funding is aimed at sustaining recent gains in population health outcomes and disease control, while expanding access to quality primary healthcare services for citizens regardless of their location or social economic status. The meeting was co-chaired by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, and the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isaac Adekunle Salako. The committee also reviewed key performance indicators, financial reports, program implementation milestones, and emerging priorities requiring policy attention. Members identified strategic measures to address implementation bottlenecks and agreed on timelines for delivering priority interventions ahead of the next quarterly review.
We are committed to continue building on this effort so that Nigeria's health outcomes improves. And as we have seen on the continent of Africa, a recent report showed that Nigeria's health system is fourth in the continent, after South Africa, Tunisia, Kenya, and then Nigeria, even ahead of a country like Egypt. So we are seeing true progress with data to back it. And the 32.8 billion naira that was approved for disbursement will follow, will be channeled to the states, will support health insurance, will continue this good work alongside other interventions through the sector-wide approach. Primary healthcare is the foundation of Nigeria's health system. It is the responsibility of states and local governments. So we call on state governments to ensure there's adequate staffing for primary healthcare at the state level.
The other thing is that the hospital continues to optimize emergency services, and now that we're bringing the private sector more on board, we have to start thinking of how to also pool private sector ambulances more optimally.
The Federal High Court's Lokoja Division has set aside its earlier verdict that ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to register the Nigerian Democratic Congress (NDC) as a political party. In a ruling, the presiding judge, Justice Isaiah Dashen, held that all relevant parties must be heard before any substantive decision can be made in the matter. The court upheld the application filed by the Peace Movement Party, ruling that the party was a necessary party to the suit. Justice Issa Dashen held that the earlier judgment was constitutionally dictative, as it was delivered without hearing from all interested parties. He declared that such an omission rendered the entire process null and void. Justice Dashen further ruled that the status quo be restored to what it was before the December 2025 judgment, pending the determination of the substantive suit. He also observed that certain material facts were suppressed in the earlier proceedings, which justified the decision to set aside the judgment. The Federal High Court in Abuja has sentenced a Boko Haram terrorist Alkali Yerima, also known as Laori, to death by hanging for his role in the 2015 attacks on Maiduguri, delivering judgment on Friday. Justice James Amotosho found Yerima guilty of a 7-count terrorism charge filed by the federal government, in addition to the death sentence imposed on count 7 for participating in the Maiduguri attacks. The court sentenced the convict to life imprisonment on count 6 for receiving arms and weapons training in preparation for acts of terrorism. Justice Motosho also sentenced Yerima to 35 years imprisonment on count 1 for belonging to the proscribed Boko Haram terrorist group, 30 years on count 5, and 10 years each on counts 2, 3, and 4. The federal government had in the charge accused Yerima, a native of Lawante in Mafa local government area of Borno State, of offences committed between 2009 and 2015. A summit on entrepreneurship development for women and youth has held in Abuja, a life-changing gathering designed to inspire, equip them and other inspiring business leaders. The summit, facilitated by Mary Crown Initiative for Women and Youth Social Development, provided mentorship opportunities, empowerment support, networking platforms and strategies for sustainable growth, and dedicated to raising visionary leaders, fostering entrepreneurship and creative pathways to economic empowerment within communities, particularly young men and women who will be nurtured into community and business leaders to drive national development.
We are empowering close to 2,000 to 5,000 people at the moment right now. All those people that you are seeing here, they are just the physical people on ground. We have people online. We have people that we have location in Ibadan. We have location in Ilorin right now, we have location in Igbeti that is running at the same time. So we are really empowering close to 2,000 to 5,000 people at the moment.
With this empowerment now that I've been empowered, I'm going to the market to get what I want. I'm going to look at what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. I'll get it and make my own profit by myself.
What's happening here, it gives us the impression that there's a relationship between what we do and what they do here. So the work of organizations like the Mary Crown Foundation, reinforces the importance of placing people at the heart of development. It is built also with compassion, social inclusion, social support, name them.
Up next is our weather report. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Alpha, and our sign language interpreter has been Joseph Abdullahi. Thanks for watching.
African oral traditions are messages that are transmitted orally from one generation to another. The messages may be passed down through speech or song, and may take the form of folktales and fables, epic histories and narratives, proverbs or wise sayings of our fathers. The development of African literature leads to various reflections on the future of the continent and its population. Self-knowledge and consciousness of one's cultural identity are two major factors in the process of affirmation of one's personality. What then is African literature?
African literature is that literature written by Africans about themselves, about their cultural heritage, about the societal norms and values, and about especially the situational realities in Africa. Okay, if you look at works written by African writers such as Soyinka, Achebe, the likes of Samene Ousmani, the likes of Opek Bictel, and the likes of Ngugi wa Thiong'o, what you find is an attempt to reconceptualize what literature is, especially because before now, what you have is a misinterpretation of what African literature is. So with the emergence of post-colonial literary studies, scholars have come to realize that African literature is that literature written by Africans about themselves and of themselves, and especially about the realities in Africa, and not as misrepresented by colonial masters or colonial scholars.
To share these values with other continents of the globe, it is essential for the Africans whose culture and civilization have been denied or rejected for many centuries to affirm its stance through masterpieces of the oral and written literature, to make a modest contribution to a better knowledge of the history of the African continent that has been marginalized for a long time, but has succeeded in surviving and moving forward. African literature is highly diversified, even though it shows some similarities. In fact, the common denominator of the cultures of the African continent is undoubtedly the oral traditions. Africa, though there is no doubt to the fact that there was also interaction with Western traditions. Writers in Africa today owe much to African oral traditions and to those authors who have occupied the space between the oral and written traditions, especially in the area of creative interaction.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, Go TV channel, and to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. Use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube.
In every corner of our society, from busy city streets to quiet rural towns, the shadow of substance use disorder looms large. It's a battle fought by millions, men and women of all ages, races and backgrounds. Yet, access to effective treatment for substance use disorder remains a persistent challenge, despite the overwhelming need. The good news, however, is that today, the story is beginning to change. Welcome to Global Health Digest, where we uncover the latest breakthroughs and the barriers that still stand in the way of getting help to those who need it most. We take a closer look at the challenges facing access to treatment for substance use disorder and explore the emerging strategies that hold the key to unlocking recovery for millions. Join us as we speak with leading experts who are working tirelessly to reshape the future of addiction treatment. I am Uche Ugochukwu. The background reports preludes discussions.
Drug abuse, otherwise called substance abuse, is the use of drugs in amounts or methods that are harmful to the individual. It could also be considered a form of substance-related disorder. Drug abuse are most often associated with alcohol, amphetamines, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, cannabis, cocaine, hallucinogens, methacholine, and opioids. The exact cause of drug abuse is not clear, but there are two predominant theories, either a genetic predisposition or a habit learned from others, which, if develops, manifests itself as a chronic debilitating disease. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime identified major problems on drugs on each continent by analyzing treatment's demand. From 1998 to 2002, Asia, Europe, and Australia showed major problems with opiate addiction. South America predominantly was affected by cocaine addiction, and Africans were treated most often for their addiction to cannabis. Only in the North America was drug addiction distributed evenly between the use of opiates, cannabis, cocaine, amphetamines, and other narcotics. However, all types of drugs are consumed throughout each continent. Interpol reported over 4,000 tons of cannabis were seized in 1999, up to 20% from 1998, with the largest seizures made in Southern Africa, the US, Mexico, and Western Europe. About 150 tons of cocaine is purchased each year throughout Europe, and in 1999, opium production reached an estimated 6,600 tons. The dramatic increase most likely due to a burst of poppy crops throughout Southwest Asia. This rapid increase in drug use has had tremendous global effects, and the World Health Organization cited almost 200,000 drug-induced deaths in the year 2000. These drugs, when used in excess, could definitely cause danger to the body, among which are seizures, stroke, mental confusion and brain damage, lung disease, problems with memory, attention and decision-making, which make daily living more difficult. Global effects of these drugs on the body could also result in breast development in men and increases in body temperature, which can lead to other health problems.
If you're just tuning in, this is Global Health Digest on NTA International. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Research has shown that substance addicts possibly began with abusing prescription drugs. So our crew on the street corner sought the views of the public on drug abuse.
When you use drugs that are stimulant, drugs that will make you look or feel high, is equally drug abuse.
When you misuse drugs, or you use it when aside your prescription, when they tell you, use it 2 days or take it 2 times and use it more than that.
Haven't even said that I have taken some drugs without a doctor's prescription does not really mean that I'm right.
All those our youth that has engaged in all those drugs, the way what drug is made for, they were no longer taking it that way, especially this issue of coughlin, this thing. They take it in excess and they are no more conducting themselves in the public. They go extra miles. Some kill their parents, some kill their friends, and all those things. They have to stop it. We have our government should come in and see how they apprehend all those kinds of menace that has taken over our societies.
For those seeking help, the road to recovery can be daunting. Stigma, limited treatment options, long waiting lists, and financial burdens often stand between individuals and the care they need. Why is this the case, and how can these obstacles be overcome? Let's learn more about substance abuse from Dr. Daniel Amankwa, who is the Principal Program Officer of ECOWAS Drug Prevention and Control Division.
You realize that we have been battling with substance abuse for a long time. In fact, not only in West Africa, in many countries. I can say even in all countries, we have this drug menace. But what is happening here now is that as the old drugs persist, if I say old drugs, I mean marijuana, cocaine, heroin, there are new ones coming out. In fact, some few years we saw tramadol, when people abuse tramadol. And now we have on our hand what we call kush. Kush is also a substance. And the rumor was that they use human bones, but thank God the research has proven that the preliminary research shows that there may not be any human bone. So the trend, if you want to summarize it, is that whilst we have the old drugs persisting, the abuse of the old drugs persisting, the new ones are coming. And this is complicating the matter. That is why it's difficult to succeed in addressing the drug problem. It looks as if we've been doing a lot, and then later is because as you are trying to address this, another one comes out. And then by the time you finish, not even finish, by the time you are comfortable and you know that we can contain this in another one, yes, it's ugly head. So that is the situation that has been in West Africa. The dominant drug of abuse is still marijuana. Alcohol is still there in some of our member states. You know, alcohol is a legal drug, but I'm talking about substances of abuse. So whether it's legal or illegal, they are all substances of abuse. So alcohol, in some of our member states, alcohol is topping the list. The majority, we have marijuana being the leading drug of abuse in West Africa. It starts with curiosity. In fact, all of us, when we were young,
we are wondering what is the marijuana that people are abusing, and we are tempted to find out. Unfortunately for some people, the curiosity leads them on, and then they start and they are not able to stop. That is the danger about drug abuse. You don't know that when you start, it's something you cannot stop. And then when you try to start, when you start and you try to stop, you find out that no, you are hooked. And that is the point that we've been making, that because of the addiction that is associated with substance abuse, never try it, never say you are going to experiment with it. So people start there, and when they are not able to stop, then they go deeper and deeper. And there is another aspect about substance abuse. There's something we call tolerance. When somebody uses, let's say 1 gram today, 1 gram of, let's say, marijuana, tomorrow, that same 1 gram is not enough to cause the person to have the high that he had yesterday. So he will now move on to 1.5. For about, in 3 months' time, you see the same person taking maybe 5 grams. And it continues. If it is a product like heroin and others, it gets to a point where we have what we call overdose. And some people can die, some people can collapse. And then the aspect that links the substance abuse to crime and others is that because the person cannot stop, he has to find ways of getting money to be able to get the drugs by all means. So even if he doesn't have money, because of the craving, he has to do anything. Aligned to the nature of the drug use. I told you there are people who have not started using drugs at all. So ECOWAS wants to now prevent them from even using drugs. So we have the drug prevention aspect of it, where we train people specifically on the curriculum of how to prevent drug use. We don't want people to just go around, just say, don't use drugs, stop. No. It may be unproductive. So we train them and we call them core drug prevention educators. So in our member states, we go around, then we start training them, and then we give them certificates. That is for those people who have not started using drugs, so that they will not enter. Now, those people who have started, but they are not addicted yet, is only psychological addiction. Psychological addiction, what I mean is that if the person doesn't get the drugs to use, he can leave. He will not die, but he will feel uncomfortable. These people, you can cancel them out. They have not reached a point where they are sick yet. So you can cancel them. So we have another training we call UTC, Universal Treatment Curriculum. In the treatment spectrum, we have a portion where people are not really addicted. So they are for counseling. And then we move to people who are really addicted, and I call them physically dependent. And that means that the drug use has caused something in the brain, physical, a damage that can be managed only by medical and a treatment, the proper treatment. So we have the professionals, they go through 8 modules of training. We call them Universal Treatment Curriculum, and they also get an international certificate. So we have done that in 10 of our member states, and we are continuing. We want to cover every member state so that we have core people who will be giving access to people who are already addicted to drugs. And even if you train 1 million, look at the number of people who are using drugs, and it's always inadequate. So we continue. So ECOWAS every year, we do more training, and then we assess and then do more training again. That is for the people who are already addicted to drugs. Now, what about those people who are dealing in it? Those who are cultivating, those who are trafficking and hiding and all that. We collaborate with our partners. ECOWAS doesn't have, well, let me use this word. We don't go into member states to do enforcement activities. We don't go arresting people in our member states, no. it is the member states who will do that. So we empower them. We train them through our partners. And one of them, UNODC, we use, INAX Africa, for example. So that is how we go about the enforcement aspect. We train and we have. There is what we call the political affairs, peace and security. They are for the enforcement part of it. So we liaise with them, and they will. Sometimes we go on joint operations. The joint operations meaning that we go to the member states, take their operatives, and then we bring them together. Let's say 2 member states, and then we go on joint operations along the borders and airports and all the places, arresting the people who are really dealing in drugs. So the issue has been that those who are dealing in drugs, they are treated differently from those who are just using, and they are just the users. The users are victims, whilst the drug traffickers and others are the people who are really causing the issues around. So if you realize that ECOWAS is moving into another area where those who are using drugs are not considered as only the criminal, are not considered only in the criminal justice, but also in treatment. So, for example, if somebody is addicted to drugs, we are recommending that you don't just put the person in prison, or you don't just arrest the person, charge the person, and then you give the person 5 years or 3 years or whatever. What you do is that you provide access for the person to go for drug treatment, because I told you, he cannot stop. So even if you put him in prison for 10 years, you are wasting everybody's time and resources. So ECOWAS is recommending, and we call the project Alternative to Incarceration. It's a project that we started just this year, and we are piloting, trying to fine-tune it and see how we can make it in all our member states. So that's what we are doing now.
What is the role of individuals, government, in tackling this menace? Yeah. Looking at from the perspective.
What we recommended to our member states, in fact, we have an action plan, the ECOWAS Drug Action Plan, and our first recommendation is that every government try to put a percentage of your budget into addressing drug issues. Because we have seen that you may want peace in the country, but the drugs are the underlying factors. So if you're able to look at it that way, and your peace and security budget, you just put part to address the drug, you'll be. So we recommended 0.05% of each member state's budget. Some member states even go beyond that. Because if you are going to consider the infrastructure and all that, then it may be even more than 0.05%. But we are talking about recurrent budget. That every year you put something. Because without that, you will not be able to tackle the drug problem consistently. And it's a consistent issue. You don't just touch one day and then you stop. Prevention, for example, you have to hammer for a long time. You have to put it in your curriculum if it is school. So that is the first recommendation. Then the second one is about the capacity building. We recommend to our member states that you have to build the capacity of your operatives. Why? The drugs are evolving. I told you, we have marijuana, we have cocaine, we have heroin. These are the traditional drugs we know. Now we have tramadol in different doses. Now we have another one, they call it kush. We don't even know exactly what it is. People are talking about human bones and all that. I know research is going on to find out what really are in the kush. So capacity building to bring the people at current knowledge of what is happening. So that is, then the next one is the collaboration. Because if you don't collaborate, you don't come together, we cannot. And it's part of the ECOWAS major aim to bring all of us together as one people. So we are recommending to our member states that you collaborate with others. you remove the barriers, and then your programming, you can do it jointly, or you involve all the operators within the state. I'm talking about police, drug law enforcement agencies, immigration, fire, all of them coming together to also assist, because everybody has its own mandate, but we need to put it together. And that will also solve or minimize these border issues. We always talk about the fact that we have porous borders. Yes, but the remedy to porous border is cooperation. And there are others like data collection, WENDU project, that's the West Africa Epidemiology Network on Drug Use report, which I talk about. We released it, I think, last month, yes, on the 11th September. We launched it and we published it, so now it's available. Even if you Google, you get it. Yes, you know why? The drug problem is such that it's difficult to measure. For example, if you are arresting more people, how do you tell me, is this success or failure? Both. A success because you are able to arrest the people who are dealing in drugs. It can also be a failure. Why? Because maybe they are now more. That's why you are getting more. So it's difficult to measure it that way. When it comes to prevention, it's almost the same. It takes a long time before you see the effects. You start your prevention in schools, the person goes through the university. How many people use drugs, how many people did not use? You don't have the data yet. But whatever the case, think about it this way. Imagine there is nothing going on. What would have happened? I remember, was it 3 or 4 years ago, there was a prediction that West Africa will be inundated with drug use and it will be on the street, people will be dying. At least we have not reached there. I know people are, in some areas you go, we have serious issues around. But it is still being controlled. So no matter how you look at it, there is some good things when it comes to the enforcement and the prevention and the treatment aspect that we are doing. Some of the places that we visited, we saw people in drug treatment, those people who have come out, who were drug users and now they are around. They've come, even though it's difficult, at least we have some few people, and if you're able to save even one, it's still a success.
While challenges remain, it's clear that the tide is turning, with more people recognizing addiction as a treatable condition and with innovations in care, from telemedicine to integrated treatments to community support. Hope is on the horizon. Professor Isda Obert, the Executive Director of the Center for Research and Information on Substance Abuse, tells us more.
The first thing that we do is to bring better understanding to the field, to know what is going on, what drugs are there, which ones are being used by people, what are the harms caused by these drugs, how many people are using the drugs, how many female, how many males, those kinds of research issues. We have provided background information for that over the years, culminating in the big survey that I mentioned, which CRISA, our center, was one of the people who did the study. The NBAs and CRISA were the ones who collected data in this federal government project. So that is one of the things we do. The other thing we do is to inform people about the problem. And that covers the information aspect of our center. And we do that in different ways. It brings people together from different parts of Africa, from different parts of Nigeria, to talk about the problems, to listen to what is going on in the field, to understand the situation better. But we also do what we call the national survey, which is what we do for Nigeria only, to understand the problem in Nigeria, not interested in the whole of Africa. So we do research and we inform people about the problem. Second is that we need to do something about it, and we can do something in the area of prevention. We can do something in the area of treatment. And treatment, in a sense, is a form of prevention. So we need to provide access to people who have a problem with drugs so that they can receive the kind of treatment and care that they need. Treatment works.
Welcome to Eco Frontline on Africa's window to the world. The impact of climate change on the human health is worrisome and calls for urgent and collective action to mitigate it. Climate change is no longer a future warning or a distant threat. One of the most pressing environmental issues of our time is plastic pollution, be it in a visible form, microplastic or nanoplastic. What role do you see government policies or public awareness playing in the future of waste recycling in Nigeria and in Africa by extension? How exactly is rising temperature and extreme weather condition increase diseases in this climate? Please stay safe and healthy until we return.
Every friendship has a little competition in it, but inside this house, competition becomes war.
She could be a very tough match for me, but all the same.
I cuckoo, you know all those cold women kind of put here.
Suddenly, the heat, the pressure, the chaos.
I was going to ask, where is that from? She almost set the house on fire.
Time raises, emotions boil louder than the
Time
bullets.
up! Can't help it. Stop everything you're doing and plate your meal.
Guest, get ready to taste and enjoy the opportunity to go home with 500,000 naira. This isn't just cooking, this is survival.
I'm confident.
I'm very sure. Stir fry? Stir fry?
Only two will make it to the final showdown. Only one gets the title, the winner of the Battle of Ports. Coming soon. Brought to you by Mr. Chef.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath.
Get whiter teeth with a new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
Give more strength to your hair with Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener. It's infused with nourishing oils and conditioning proteins so you can say goodbye to hair breakage. Wow! Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener.
Our major currency unit is the Naira, while the minor unit is the Kobo. They are both in notes and coins. The Naira is more than just a medium of exchange. It bears the images of our heroes. So, stop abusing the Naira. It is a criminal offense to spray the Naira at events. Stop stepping on the Naira. It's not your enemy. Do not squeeze, ruffle, or write on the Naira. Handling the Naira with dirty or oily hands can deface the Naira. Love the Naira as you love yourself. Be a real Nigerian.
This message was brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
History isn't just written in books. It's painted on the grass. Every generation brings its own stroke of genius. The legends paved the way, but a new class of icons have arrived. Ready to leave their mark. Ready to make a statement. Expect the unexpected. Breathtaking goals that defy gravity. Drama that stops time. This is where the world comes to play. 3 host nations, 48 countries, countless colors, but only one ultimate dream. The 2026 FIFA World Cup. Witness history unfold live right here on Sporty TV and NTA.
The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, to commence National Diploma, ND programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
Welcome to Family Feud Nigeria. I am Bisola Ayola, and I'm going to be really honest with you. There is nowhere else I'd rather be on a night like this than here on Family Feud Nigeria. Two families, one board, 5 rounds, and 5 million naira sitting there waiting to find out which of these families are serious. None of this happiness without the people who make it possible. Family Feud Nigeria is proudly brought to you by our lead sponsor, MTN, our associate sponsor, Golden Penny Foods, and our media partner, 88.5 UFM. And if this is your first time joining up, just pull up your comfortable chair, sit down, relax, and pay attention. Our research team polled 100 everyday Nigerians on simple survey questions. Their answers are locked into the game board behind me, and our competing families just need to match those answers. After 5 rounds, the family with the most points wins and goes on to play for 5 million naira! Yes! Now you know what they're up against. Let's see how they can handle it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the families. All the way from Anambra State, give it up for the second family. Second family! Greens Day! And all the way from Cross River State, please give it up for Sabi Squad family. Do his day, not the way they're not savvy, he go jam very soon. Introductions are done, and it's time to find out what these families are made up of. It's round 1. Are y'all ready? Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, give me Doreen and give me Efe. Lovely ladies, you know the rules. 1 hand behind you, 2nd hand beside the buzzer in front of you. If you think you know the topmost or correct answer, please hit the buzzer. The point value for this round is single. Ladies, are you ready? Yes. Yes. We surveyed 100 people, and the top 8 answers are on the board. Name something you will probably never do if you haven't done it already.
One night stand.
One night stand. Hey, Faith.
Yes.
Of all the things to think of, it's one night stand. That means it is present in your consciousness. All right. Is it on the board? Survey says. Okay. Ife, It's not the top answer, so I'm going to throw it to you, Doreen. Name something you will probably never do if you haven't done already.
Steal.
Steal!
Good answer, good answer.
Steal! Survey says. Okay. So, Doreen, you got a higher score. Let me ask you, do you want to play or do you want to pass?
We're going to play.
They want to play. Thank you very much, Efe. Hi, Doreen. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Happy to be here?
Yes, I am.
All right, Doreen, introduce yourself and the rest of the second family.
I'm Doreen. I'm a quality analyst. I'm a writer. And I just like to read for fun.
Lovely.
I am an overall creative when it comes to writing.
All right.
Beside me is Maurice. He's our grandpa shark. He's a businessman. And he's like a father figure to us. He is a very fun person to be around. And we overall just love being around him.
Aww.
Beside him is Chidinma. She's an executive assistant, a makeup artist, and we call her Ego Yibo, meaning foreign money.
Love it.
Where there is money, you're going to see Chidinma there.
Love it.
Beside her is Kennedy. He is a school administrator. He runs a school, and he's a real estate manager. Beside him is Emelda. She's a med lab scientist, and she's, you know now, our body.
Love it. Give it up for second family. What do you do for fun, Doreen?
I like to watch movies. I like to go out.
Okay.
I like to gossip.
Gossiping is a way of life. Nobody should see gossip as a bad thing. If you are not talking, your mouth will be smelling. Give it up for Doreen, guys. Morris.
Yes, please.
Can I? No wonder they say our grandpa. Very polite. Said, yes, please. How you doing, Morris?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's nice. So tell us a bit more about Morris.
Yes, Morris is a businessman. I deal on anything battery. So that's what I deal on. I'm a grandpa.
Ooh! How many grandchildren do you have?
I have two granddaughters.
Oh, beautiful! How old are they?
One is 8, the other one is 4.
And what do you do for fun, Morris?
Okay, I play with my grandchildren because they are staying with me, actually.
Oh, lovely.
So I love playing with them. It's
That's
fun.
so sweet. Let's give it up for Morris, guys. All right, Morris, are you ready?
Yes, please.
Name something you will probably never do if you haven't done already.
Going back to my ex.
Grandma, well done, no. The after effect is still with us. Alrighty, people, let's see if it's on the board. A survey says. But that was a good answer, Sha. Ego Yibo.
Yes.
Chidinma, an executive assistant.
Yeah.
So tell us more about Chidinma.
My name is Chidinma, as you all know. Aside from being an executive assistant, I'm a professional makeup artist.
Oh, great.
Yes. I did my makeup myself.
It's beautiful.
And also, aside that, one thing I hate the most, I hate cooking. I hate it so much. But for someone who hates to cook, I make the best meals.
For someone who hates to cook, you make the best meals. I mean, we kind of like have something like that. It's like some people that hate to work, but, you know, they still have to work anyway.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So, Kennedy, what's the best food that she has prepped that you've eaten?
In all honesty, chicken sauce.
Hey! Kennedy, see?
And I was there for the whole process.
The whole process.
Tasting.
Everything.
Stealing.
Do you see the way he said the chicken sauce? He was tasting it in his mouth at that time. Great stuff. Give it up for Chidinma, people. Ego Yibo, name something you'll probably never do if you haven't done already.
Unalive someone.
See where she carry am go. She say unalive somebody, but we never unalive people. Survey says. Boom. Kennedy, a.k.a. chicken sauce.
My God.
How you doing?
Very fine, good morning.
Wait, tell us more about Kennedy.
All right, like, you know, my name is Kennedy, a school administrator. It's actually a family school.
Oh, got it.
So, yeah, I run it. Then side hustle, real estate. School takes more of my time, in all honesty, and it's stressful, but like I always tell my teachers, when the children just smile, it's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
It's always all worth it.
How now they manage children when their parents no get school fees?
Well, we actually run a scholarship scheme. We have 4 scholarship schemes going on right now. 3 are from foreign investors. We always try to project, with the way Nigeria is going now, education is not really a priority, if I should say.
Yeah.
So we try to give ample opportunities to children who do not have opportunities.
Yes.
So we have 4 scholarship programs going on right now. Fantastic. By July, the results will be announced. For children just from the streets, free education, free feeding, everything free.
Look, it's amazing. Can we give it up? That is amazing. And to some people it may seem like nothing, but tiny drops of water make a mighty ocean. Yeah. And those people, those children that you're going to be changing their lives, it's going to give a ripple effect for the economy and for the people around. Exactly. Give it up for Kennedy, guys. That's amazing. All righty, Kennedy. 1 strike, no pressure at all. Name something you probably never do if you haven't done already.
Sports betting.
Sports betting! Good answer! Sports betting!
Good answer! Good answer!
All righty, guys. Is it on the board? Survey says... Oh, snap. That was a good answer, though. Hi, Imelda.
Hi.
Gorgeous. You've got beautiful skin. Fine baby girl. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, tell us a bit more about Imelda.
Well, I'm calm. I'm also a church girl. I'm like building my relationship with God, and it's been amazing for me. I'm also a med lab scientist, working in the hospitals, very demanding. Those patients, they are not patient at all.
They are not. I don't know why. Like, what the irony?
Telling you,
patience is far from them.
I'm telling you, and that it has been demanding. But I've been really looking into delving, doing other things so that I can make more money.
More money, yes. It's important in Nigeria. You gotta dabble into so many things just to make ends meet. Yeah. But what do you do for fun when your patients are not taking your breath away?
Okay, I like to gist.
Okay, you have the perfect partner here.
I tell you.
All right, give it up for Imelda. Imelda, you have 2 strikes. Sabi Squad, they can steal. So I ask you now, gorgeous, name something you'll probably never do if you haven't done already.
Smoke.
Smoke. Good answer. Good answer. All righty, people. Is it on the board? Survey says... Doreen, you got 2 strikes. Sabi Squad can steal. So I ask you, name something you probably never do if you haven't done already.
Lie.
Lie.
Good answer.
I put it to you that nobody in the 4 corners of this studio that is breathing this oxygen have not lied in their life. I think I've lied this morning, sis. Survey says... Woo! Morris, 2 strikes. Sabi Squad can steal. Name something you'll probably never do if you haven't done already.
Bear false witness.
Bear false witness. Is it on the board? Survey says... Efe, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Are you ready to steal?
Well, yes.
All right. For a chance to steal, name something you'll probably never do if you haven't done already.
Get drunk.
Get drunk. Efe, getting drunk is your answer? For a chance to steal those juicy 75 points. Survey says... Let's reveal number 6. Clubbing. I don't really like it, but it's fun, Sha. And number 4, cheese. Round 1 is over. The second family is yet to get their points up on the board. While the Sabi Squad with a steal now have 75 points on the board. Then Sabi thief. The scores are up and we're just getting warmed up. Don't touch that remote.